This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Hello and welcome, everybody. It is that time again, Billy Collier, high school football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Tonight, it's the Classen SAS Comets and the Newcastle Racers on a 4A2 Friday night tilt at Racer Stadium in Newcastle, Oklahoma. Senior night for the Newcastle Racers. Final home game of the regular season, hosting the Comets as the playoffs wind down. Just 3 weeks remaining in the regular season, including tonight. Another important game. They're all important at this point as the playoff race continues to heat up. Postseason just a few weeks away. Josh Calloway on hand, alongside my partner in crime, Billy Collier. Carson Wade on the production. Uriah Martinez up top working the camera. BC, 3 weeks ago, Newcastle took their first loss here on this field. We wondered in the postgame, we kind of talked about how would they bounce back, how would they respond. Since then, back-to-back blowout wins on the road at Brush Creek, at Hera. Now they're back here at home, final home game, senior night. It's beautiful weather, and we're ready to go. The Racers and the Comets tonight here on OSN.
Well, could you imagine that the weather would be like this in the end of October? I think last year at this time we were freezing. This is beautiful. If you're watching, keep watching. If you're wondering about getting out to the game, it is gorgeous here. You're right. 3 weeks ago, they had a loss. And I wondered how much of that would hurt them. I know in years past, you just kind of saw a change in their demeanor. It seems like they've kind of used that, and they're eating it and using it as fuel coming into the end of this. Again, 2 good wins, especially like that win against Hera. That was one that could have gone either way if you overlooked them. I hope tonight they're not overlooking Classen SAS. Looking forward to Tuttle. But I'm looking forward to seeing also how they improve. Their coach said that after that loss that they were excited to see that they were in it, and they saw where they messed up and didn't keep run their plays. And so they're trying to just improve on them and improve on those plays. So I'm excited to see if they're going to step up in that, even though they're facing a team that doesn't look like it's to the match of Blanchard or Tuttle, if they'll continue focusing on themselves and not play up to their right or to their opponent.
Well, that's what we talked about, right? Is at the beginning of the year, they got that great win to start the season against Weatherford. Then it was kind of just building up to that Blanchard game. There was a lot into that, a lot of emotion. We were here at Racer Stadium. It was a massive crowd. It was a big, the TV stations in Oklahoma City were here, and it had a lot of national attention across the state, I should say. And obviously they didn't get it done. And now we're kind of doing that again, this build up to the Tuttle game next week.
Right.
They responded. They, on the road, took care of business at Hera, at Brush Creek. Solid teams that have had some good moments this season. You're going on the road. You're the hunted, and they played well. They got big, comfortable wins. Now you're back at home, one last kind of tune-up before the big ones. I mean, to put it simply, the big ones. Tuttle next week, Bethany to end the regular season. The Racers are almost a lock for the playoffs. But obviously, if you want to try and go deep in the playoffs, finding a way to get that good seed and prove that you can beat top-tier teams is a necessity. And so that's what we're going to find out here on the home stretch of the season. So tonight's kind of that last chance for Newcastle to work out any kinks that are left, because after tonight, there is not one gimme left. It's Tuttle, Bethany, playoffs. So this is a big opportunity for Newcastle to kind of iron out some last kinks here before the big stretch here to end the year.
Well, absolutely. After tonight, there's no working on. There's no hope we get down.
Yeah, right.
It's going to be the cleats to the turf and the football, and it's going head down and going at it. So this is their time. I mean, on paper, you're looking at this game, you're thinking, Newcastle should handle this easily. We
Sure.
should see a lot of players tonight. But, again, this is the week before Tuttle. You've got to get in those things. You've got to hammer out those things. And so I'm excited about how they do it. They've lost a couple of their leaders, one early in the season, lost another one last week.
Right.
And so hate to see that, 2 seniors going out like that. But they have plenty of people stepping up. They're playing a lot of young guys. And there's just a lot of room for a lot of excitement, not just for finishing up this year, but years to come.
100%, 100%. And like we said, it is senior night tonight at Racer Stadium. So how Coach Jeff Brickman kind of strikes that balance of making sure he gets all the seniors their time in this last home game of the regular season. They could still be here again this year, depending on how things go.
Right.
But last home game of the regular season. But then also, like we were just saying, kind of it's your final chance to kind of, if you want to try out some things or maybe want to make sure one position group is playing at the highest level or, establish something, whether it's offensively or defensively, this is kind of your last shot for that. So how Coach Brickman and his staff kind of strike that balance, I think will be really interesting to watch as the night unfolds. But like we said, Classen SAS has had a rough season. They're 0-4 in district play, obviously the last 4 weeks. They've lost all 4 games by big numbers. Their point differential is -60. But this is a program that's kind of, we've had this a few times this year with this district. It's kind of in a bit of a rebuild. First-year head coach, just kind of similar we're talking about with Bridge Creek, with Coach Larry Spangler, Harrier last week. A lot of these teams in this district kind of have new coaches, and they're kind of trying to turn things around. Classen SAS certainly falls into that category as well. So Newcastle, a heavy favorite tonight. If all goes well, they should win this game big, but you never know. That's why you play the game. That's why you get out there, you play it, and you see what happens. So it should be a fun one tonight. Like we said, great weather, final home game of the regular season for Newcastle. A lot to be excited about. We're glad you found us here tonight on the Oklahoma Sports Network. This is the Focus Federal Credit Union countdown to kickoff. For more than 65 years, Focus Federal Credit Union has continued to deliver innovative products and services to our members about all things finances by anticipating needs and delivering exceptional member service. Stop by and experience the difference with our Tri-City branch at 1097 Northwest 32nd Street in Newcastle. Member NCUA. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, Billy and I will continue to dive into this matchup a little bit, talk about the names to know for the Comets and what we're watching for with Newcastle tonight in this final home game of the regular season. Stick with us. OSN Newcastle Racers pregame show rolls on after this break right here from Racer Stadium.
So that's Will, and that's Tim. And the farm has been in the family now how long, Tim?
100 years or so.
You stopped counting.
Yes.
The idea that 1.5% of this country is feeding 330 million people 3 times a day.
You shut down a lot of oil and gas, you shut down a lot of U.S. ag. All of a sudden, we start paying a lot more for food, and there's a lot more hungry people all over the world.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
All right, back at Racer Stadium, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Getting ready for some Friday night football on OSN. Week 8 already, Billy. We are in the very home stretch here.
That's right.
Just a few weeks left in the regular season. Playoff push firmly in the mix. We'll take a look at the district standings here in just a moment. First, let's introduce the folks to the Classen SAS Comets. They are 3-4 on the season, won their 3 non-district games over Bethel, Southeast, and Northwest Classen, and have since gone 0-4 in district play. They lost at Bridge Creek, at Tecumseh, big to Bethany, and then big to Blanchard last week. Now here tonight, they're at Racer Stadium. They're coached by Travis Burdine. He's in his first year, new head coach for the Comets, and kind of similar, again, we talked about it just a second ago, Bridge Creek and Hera, kind of similar sentiment. Tecumseh as well. They have improved on wins. They only won 2 games last year. They got 3 wins this year. Probably not going to get a district win, barring a big outing, really play your best game. Not impossible, but probably not. We'll see what happens the last few games of the year, but already they improved on their season win total from a year ago. Billy, what are some things that you're watching for the Comets tonight? Obviously, it's been a rough go of it. They do have some dynamic playmakers, though, headlined by Elijah Green, the guy we were talking about before coming on the air. If you're not familiar with Elijah, really good player, senior wide receiver, defensive back, actually committed to the University of Tulsa. He's a number 11 player in Oklahoma. He's a really good player that the Comets will have bringing to the table. Outside of him, or you can dive into him as well as you'd like, but who are some names, things you're watching for with the Comets tonight?
Well, looking at their quarterback, Carlos Hardiman, I think it all starts right there, how he handles it between passing and running. Some of the video I saw this week, he does a good job of both. But I'll tell you, the biggest thing I'm looking at, it's going to sound a lot like the Bridge Creek game. What we're seeing, and we see it in Spangler, is if you're going to change a team from a 2-8 season and you've already won 3s, you change the mindset. And so I'm looking to say, are they going to come out with a fighting mindset? Have they accepted this year as it is, which tells me we may be another year before they really get up there.
Right.
But I'm expecting, especially when you got Hardiman, you got Green, you got some other guys that are really playing decent football, pretty good football. How are they going to come out? How are they going to fight? Are they going to put a lot into it? And so I'm looking to see how they do. Man, you're going to get so sick of me saying this after all these years. How they're going to do in the trenches. How they're going to hold up.
They have a solid defensive line. It's probably the strength of the team, the Comets. They have some guys, some beef.
Yeah, and so you're just going to have to see, how they're going to handle that. How are they going to step up, and how's that change in mindset with them? That's kind of the more I want to see. I'm wanting to see them want to win and feel like we can win, instead of coming out saying, well, let's go get another game done.
Sure.
And so that's more, I can't wait to watch Green. I think he's going to keep Bradford and Lane and Shanuel on their toes. Hardiman, I think you're going to have to count on your defensive ends, keeping him inside there.
Right.
He likes to run and throw. He prefers to run and throw. I think he enjoys getting outside the pocket. But I'm looking forward to seeing how the team is going to respond mentally. So that's kind of what I'm looking at.
For sure. No, the Comets have some athletes, like we said, Elijah Green, obviously the headliner, another guy, Aaron Underwoods, another receiver on this team, I believe he's number 7, another senior, him and Green both, that senior receivers, they got some speed, and, if Classen's going to find a way to hang in this game and pull it off, it's going to be getting the ball out to those guys in space and just hoping that they can at least 2 or 3 or maybe more times just rip off really big plays, and who knows, you stay in it long enough, it starts to get a little wild. Newcastle gets a little gets some nerves going because this is an important game, obviously, for the Racers. They're all important. If Newcastle wants to try and get into that top 2, they can't let any of these games slip by, so they got to take advantage. All right, we're going to take another break here on the OSM pregame show. We'll be back. Billy and I continue to break down this game, get you ready for the Racers and the Comets on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
It's no secret that life is busy and you have a million things on your to-do list. Here at Community Bank of Oklahoma, we've made banking simple again. We can help you get to the important things in life, like the big game tonight.
We do all the heavy lifting, so you don't have to.
Race towards us at Community Bank of Oklahoma, because we wouldn't be a community without you.
Back at Racers Stadium, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Getting you ready for this one. Newcastle Racers Classen SAS Comets on a beautiful Friday night at the Castle Gene Reed Field in Newcastle, Oklahoma. You can't see it on the broadcast because of the way that it's angled toward the field. The sky is like a screensaver right now. It's pink and blue.
Gorgeous.
Oklahoma is showing off right now.
Yes.
It's wonderful. Great night for football tonight here at Racers Stadium. Beautiful weather. We were just talking about it last week. Have we done a game this year where there's been no wind? It is still out here. We are just hanging out, kick back. I can't say the same for the weather next week. Scoping it ahead, looking ahead a little. Oklahoma's been known for the forecast to kind of not follow what it says, but early indications our next Friday night in Tuttle might be a little icky.
Little damp.
A little icky.
Yes.
On that note, let's take a quick look at the schedule ahead presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. Wing Tuesdays, boneless Thursdays. Why not any day of the week? Make it Buffalo Wild Wings, 9600 Service I-44, just minutes away from Newcastle. Wings, tenders, burgers, and so much more. Next week, we've been teasing it for weeks, at Tuttle, Bill Hinkle Field, a place that Billy, you and I have been many a times here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We'll be making our way out there again next Friday night. Excited for that one. Huge game, so much on the line. Just like that Blanchard game, it'll be probably a massive crowd and lots of attention from across the state. Next week will be squarely on the Racers and the Tigers. Very excited for that one. 2 weeks' time on the road at SNU. That's where the Bethany Broncos play their football game. That's another huge game to end the regular season. Newcastle and Bethany. And then the week after that, it's the playoffs.
That's
believe it or not. We're already to that point in the year. It's almost November already. So just a couple weeks left in the regular season after tonight. Playoffs in 3 weeks. Again, the Racers haven't clinched, technically, their playoff spot, but they are really, really close to doing so. The Racers with a win tonight, I think, sew it up. I probably should know that, but I think they sew it up.
They do.
If they win tonight. So we intend to be doing postseason football. And if you're new to OSN, we go as far as the team goes. We'll be with you every step of the way. We don't go anywhere in the playoffs, so you continue to watch the Racers for free live on the Oklahoma Sports Network throughout the postseason. On that note as well, let's take a look at the district standings entering play tonight. Small disclaimer here. If you're looking at it, you're saying, is that a typo? Bethany and Hara played last night. There was a lot of Thursday night games across Oklahoma last night, so that's why the Broncos and the Panthers have an extra game, and it's also why the Broncos have leapfrogged up to that 2 line right now behind Blanchard. Blanchard has a vice grip on that number 1 spot, obviously with wins over Tuttle and Newcastle already in tow. It would take something crazy to happen for Blanchard to not be the district champion and be the number 1 team going into the playoffs. Bethany, like we said, right now is in that 2 slot because of the win last night. A nice, healthy point differential. Tuttle, again, we talked about it before. The tiebreaker right now, they lost to Blanchard by 14. Newcastle lost to Blanchard by 15. That's the difference right now, but they'll play next week, and that'll be likely what settles it unless there's another loss somewhere else by either the Racers or the Tigers. And then you see where that line is, just as we anticipated it would at the beginning of the season. It's the same 4 usual suspects at the top. Bridge Creek, Tecumseh, Hara, and there's the Comets bringing up the rear. And if Bridge Creek or Tecumseh are going to find a way to try and somehow rally and sneak into the playoffs, they're going to need a lot of help. And one thing they'll need help with is the Racers to lose tonight at the Comets. So that's kind of what things are looking like as of right now. Billy asked, just like we thought it would be, those 4 teams all bunched up at the end, and it's going to come down to head-to-head and point differential and just seeing what happens.
Sadly, so I figure from the beginning, if we can beat both Blanchard and Tuttle, then obviously we're going to be in that 1-2 slot. If we can beat one of them, which we already lost to Blanchard, but if we can beat Tuttle, then that would probably, barring some crazy something, and if we beat Bethany, then we'll move up into that 2nd spot.
Yeah.
If not, heaven forbid, if not, then we'll be in that 3rd, 4th spot. If we win tonight, we'll definitely be at least the 4th. And what's incredible about that, when you look in Division I, where we would be playing in the playoffs, 1 and 2 right now are Clinton and Weatherford, who we've already seen this year.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be kind of interesting to face them again and what that might mean.
Yeah, no, that is a wrinkle. I'm glad you brought that up that we haven't really talked about yet because we're not really totally there, but it's getting to be that time, is that Newcastle beat Weatherford open the year. That's who's right at the top of District 1. So there is a lot of potential that the Racers could see the Eagles again in the first round of the playoffs. Yeah, that's a great point. Like you said, they played Clinton in a scrimmage before the season at the Tornado Bowl. We could be heading back out to the Tornado Bowl.
Right.
Obviously, a lot to decide over the next few weeks, but it's going to be exciting. Obviously, Elk City, where we went last year, they're certainly in that mix as well. So a lot to be ironed out over the next few weeks. We're doing scoreboard watching and doing math, which is always scary from you and I doing this thing, but it should be fun. So we're getting close. The teams our captains are out there through the coin toss. While they do, we'll let you know some other games that we're keeping an eye on tonight. I mentioned in 4A2, Bethany already played Hera last night, beat them 38-14. That was a close game at half. The Broncos just ran away with it in the second half. Looked like for a moment there might be some chaos if Hera could have pulled that off, but Broncos ran away in the second half. Elsewhere in the district tonight, Blanchard has got Bridge Creek and Tuttle has got Tecumseh. As far as elsewhere in 4A, pretty thin night overall. Like we said, there was a lot of Thursday games, but the big game tonight, Elk City and Weatherford.
Yes.
If you're looking ahead for the Racers to the postseason, who they might play in the first round, that's a game that will affect it big time.
Yes.
Elk City and Weatherford. That's a great game tonight. Going down between the Elks and the Eagles. Elsewhere in that district, Clinton and Chickasha. Chickasha is battling to get in the postseason. They got the Tornadoes tonight. That'll be one that we'll keep a close eye on. And then Cushing and Cleveland. Cushing's really good. Cleveland's kind of struggling, but they have an outside shot at the playoffs. If they're going to have any hope, they got to find a way to upset Cushing tonight. So we'll keep an eye on that one as well. Like we said, a little bit of a thin slate tonight in 4A. There was a lot of games last night. So going to be a fun finish to the regular season, that's for sure, Billy.
Oh, yeah. Big fun. Oh, here's the toss.
Yeah, it looks like Racers won the toss and have elected to take the football first. Don't see Coach Brickman do that all the time. So he said, let's get our guys out there and get the opening kickoff and see if we can get some early points. Before we take another break here, I'll want to let you know also on OSN tonight, it's only a 6-game Friday, which is a little bit of a lighter night for OSN too. Had a lot of games last night. But if you want to get a second screen up, Walters and Apache, Lawton High and Choctaw, Cash, John Marshall, Elgin versus Duncan, and Altus versus Noble also on the Oklahoma Sports Network tonight. So along with our game, 6 games on OSN on this Friday night. And so we hope that you're hanging out. If you're not at a game, hopefully you're tuned in to us or at least one of the other OSN games, and you're ready to hang out and watch some football on a Friday night.
Getting excited. I'm digging those outfits. They're away jerseys.
For the Comets, the yellow pants are sharp with the blue.
Yes.
Their blue is a very weird shade of blue.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, I'm kind of getting some things together, and one of the things I do is I put the graphics together for the broadcast. I went through probably 20 shades of blue to find, the right one for the score bug. I think I got as close as I could. It's almost like a teal, but in the right light, it looks almost bright. It's a weird color. Here come the Racers now, taking the field as they run out of the big inflatable race car, and we are very, very close to getting this one going. Let's go ahead and take one last break, and when we come back, we'll have the ball game. This has been the Focus Federal Credit Union Countdown to Kickoff. The other side of this break, Newcastle Racers, Classen SAS Comets on the Oklahoma Sports Network. All right, back at Racer Stadium, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Fired up and ready to go. Week 8 of the high school football season. Racers and Comets in a 4A2 tilt tonight. Classen in the road white with the yellow breeches and that bluish turquoise helmet. Newcastle in the all-black home uniforms on this senior night at Racer Stadium. Kickoff sponsor, Auto Accessories Unlimited. Specializing in custom paint and body for cars, trucks, boats, RVs, you name it. Paint and body collision repair modifications, 5600 Hutner Drive in Norman. Give them a call at 405-360-8855.
Here we go.
Back to return for the Racers is TJ Bradford on the near side. Far side, I believe that's Caden Longman, number 8. Is that who that is?
Yeah,
it
Caden
is.
Longman over there.
Billy touched on it briefly in the pregame show. Brady Rice, in fact, done for the year. So along with Carson Bolster, 2 really key senior players that have both suffered season-ending injuries, so the Racers have to fill in for him tonight. Return's going to be done by Jalen Lane, and he's loose down the sideline. Jalen Lane across midfield, tackled down at about the 45, and a good way to start this senior night, as they've been doing all year, Billy. Jalen and Jordan Lane, those two guys have been electric and so fun to watch, and a great way to start this one for the Racers.
Man, and they are electric. They are fast. They get around there. Did you see that block by T.J. Bradford?
I heard it.
He just completely pancaked a guy, then another defender tripped over him.
So here comes Jackson Burt and this Newcastle offense. The last couple of weeks, we've seen more and more of the 2 QB system of Burt and Shanuel. Be interested to see how that looks tonight as Burt gets the start, as he has all year. Hand off to Bradford up the middle, breaking through some tackles inside the 40. Billy, last week against Hera, it was basically even almost between Burt and Shanuel. So interested to see how Coach Brickman handles that, if it's more of the same or if it goes a little heavy into Burt, or just how that looks.
Well, and I'm not sure. I keep looking down here at the sideline to see if Shanuel's standing by the coach or standing there, hearing the instruction stuff, and I don't see him there by the coach. So we'll see how he does.
For sure. Good run on first down of about 8. Makes it second down and 2. Fake the handoff. Jackson Burt back to pass. He'll step in the pocket. He's going to go deep. Got a man down there. That's Lane. Got it. Touchdown, Newcastle. 42 yards. 2 plays and on the board.
Yeah, boy, is that Jalen?
That was Jordan Lane,
Jordan
I believe.
Lane, 23. Man, great run, great pass. Hit him in stride. He could keep going. He actually was the smaller guy out there. His defender had about a helmet on him, and he just outran him in that angle. Great pass by Burt. That's probably one of the best passes I've seen by Burt this year.
Well, you finally have a calm night, no wind, and Jackson Burt starts it. And look at this trickeration off the snap. There is Shanuel. Did he get in?
They say he got in over there.
He got it, and it's 8-0. That blew my mind a little bit. Billy, Shanuel came, and I think he caught the snap directly and ran it in.
Well, what they did, it looked like it was a muffed one. It looked like it was messed up, but it was on purpose. The guy stopped it, put it on the ground, and then flipped it up to Shanuel running around the end, kind of like the end around.
That play broke my brain a little bit. I don't know what I just witnessed. So with the 2-pointer, it's now 8-0. Gives us a chance here as the Racers go to line it up to thank our first quarter sponsors. The Racers are off and running in this first quarter, which is Chris Dumb, All-State agent. Chris knows what life is like here in Newcastle, that you choose your car and your home to fit your lifestyle and your budget. He also knows how important it is to do the same when it comes to insurance. He looks forward to getting to know you and helping you find the solutions that meet your needs. Call him today at 405-392-2390. So how do you like that start, Billy?
Wow.
Big kicker return by Jalen Lane, the run by Bradford, and then the 42-yard touchdown, Burt to Jordan Lane, right on the money.
Well, when they said they wanted offense first, I guess they didn't plan on eating up clock.
No, evidently not. So in 49 seconds, 11-11 on the first quarter clock, the Racers are off and running. Toby Batchelder boots it away. Back to return at about the 5. I think this is Green. Number's a little hard to read on these yellow jerseys. And Green's actually on the near side there. I'll try to get the number on that return. Just shy of the 20, and here comes the Comets offense, quarterbacked by Carlos Hardiman.
Yeah, it looked like it was number 7, Underwood.
Underwood, okay.
That got that over there. It was a good job. We've seen that all year where they Racers stay in their lanes. Ironic, tackled by Jalen Lane, but they stayed in their lanes and kept him
just
contained.
say you planned it.
That's right.
That way.
I'm a genius.
Yeah, these Comets uniforms, white jersey, yellow number, a little challenging to see. May cause some headaches tonight. We'll see. Low snap, and it gets by into the backfield inside the 5 and diving on it. Near disaster on the front. I mean, it kind of was a disaster. Could have been worse, I guess, for the Comets. It's back inside the 5.
Yeah, they put it right on the 5 there. So they got, 14 yards? 20. Got 14 yards to get up to a first down.
I think this is Elijah Green operating at quarterback right now, if I'm making out the number. The numbers are admittedly very hard to see. Handoff given, bounce outside. Nice spin move. Didn't get much out of it, but that was a good initial move to avoid the early tackle. That was Underwood on the carry for the Comets.
That was a good job. I can't see who's quarterback over there. Like you said, the
I
yellow
need to get
numbers.
closer.
That was a good tackle by Jalen Lane, staying there, keeping the space there. Ready to go. Good job with the defensive ends bringing them back inside.
So it'll be third down and a lot as we near the 10-minute mark to play in this first quarter. Yeah, quarterback, that looks like 16, which is what the number for Elijah Green is listed. Not normally a quarterback. He'll bounce outside here on a keeper.
Oh.
Not much there at all. He's wrangled down about the 1.
Wow.
And the Comets are at the punt out of their end zone. I would call this punt as treacherous.
Yes. The way Newcastle is playing right now is they're playing ears pinned back, hair on fire. I don't know that I would want to be the punter right now.
So the Comets will have to punt out of their own end zone. Not a lot of room at all to work with here. And the Racers might bring the Thunder. And he does just get that off. Nice punt, all things considered. Fielded by Longman at the 40. He muffs it, but picks it back up, bounce outside. He's making some guys miss. Cuts back. Cade Longman stumbles, still on his feet, inside the 20. Cuts back again, down to about the 10. Ball came out at the end of that. He might have fumbled that football. Comets are saying they have it, and they do.
Wow.
So Cade Longman, a fantastic return, but he loses it at the tail end. And the Comets, after all that, gain about 10 yards.
Wow, that's good.
About a 10-yard play after all that.
Wow. That's not what you wanted to see. That one just looked like it was messed up from the beginning.
By the way, if you remember last year when we did this matchup as well, we touched on it then, but the Comets sport a very low roster total.
Yes.
You can't really see it on the broadcast right now. When you pan down the field, you might be able to. But their sideline has got 10 guys maybe not on the field. I mean, they're only about a 20 or 25-man total team for the Comets. They don't have a lot of guys play basically every snap when this team plays. Part of the challenges for this program. Handoff up the middle here, not a lot there, maybe a yard.
Well, they're doing a good job of eating up that line there, just staying in their places. You can't run through people that are there in the way. I think they're doing a good job with that.
I believe that was Jayon House, number 23, on the carry there.
52, Ricardo Cervera on the tackle.
Junior running back for the Comets. Obviously, it's not a team that Newcastle played a lot until recently. The realignment changed up the districts last year. We went out and played at their place a season ago, and now they're making their trip here to Racer Stadium. Second down, back to pass, makes the first guy miss. He'll run up the middle here. Cuts back and sliding down just past the 15 is Green.
Yeah, boy, I did not see that. I thought Hardiman's had a pretty good year. I was really surprised to see it. Of course, I'm not in their huddle. I'm not in their locker room. But a little surprised to see Green, as good as he is as a receiver, back there as a quarterback.
Yeah, and we'll admit, too, right at the top, we're nothing if not transparent. We had a bit of a hard time getting a hold of an official roster from Classen. And if you notice, you might not be able to hear it over the broadcast, but the public address here at Racer Stadium isn't saying any Classen numbers. I think he doesn't have a roster either. And so we've kind of been operating under one that we got online. Throw over the middle here is incomplete. So if something's a little off, that's why. Incomplete pass brings up fourth down. We'll see what the Comets like to do, if they just want to punt it away or if they want to go ahead and get aggressive with it.
Yeah, they're definitely playing it. Looks like Heskey's going back to get this one.
7:07 and counting. The clock running right through this incomplete pass. We've heard of running clock when games got a hand before, but we're 5 minutes in. Punt is away. Will be fielded by Heskey back after Longman fumbled that last one. And Heskey gets a short little return. Is that some classic old school coaching by Brickman and this staff? Longman fumbles that punt and then get the vet in there.
Get a fresh set of hands. That's right.
So here comes the Racer offense. It is still Jackson Burt, by the way, coming in for this second drive.
Yeah, this looks like this should take at least 4 plays. From here, they didn't get as far down as they did last time.
That's right. That's right. Starting on their own 46. Burt, handoff to Bradford. He'll run up the middle, keeping those legs churning. And gets about the same as he did last time, about 8 yards or so. TJ Bradford, if you haven't been with us this year, obviously most people tuning in have been, I assume, but TJ Bradford's had a phenomenal season for the Racers. He's been so good week in and week out, and you've seen his defense get better week in and week out as well.
Yeah, and you saw it right there. He likes to duck his head in there.
Oh, yeah, he runs hard. Fake the handoff. Burt will keep it to the right side. He's got room. Jackson Burt showing off the wheels. Cutback move. Gets a block by Bradford. Ooh. Huge block. And Burt's going to score.
Wow.
Touchdown, Newcastle. TJ Bradford just bodied a guy.
Wow, and he's a little slow getting up. Man. And I tell you what, the good thing about Bradford's block is he waited till the guy turned around and faced him.
Oh,
man.
Great look at that on the Eric Ledoux State Farm instant replay.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. There may have been no better use of the Eric Ledoux State Farm instant replay than that. TJ Bradford, a massive block. I got to get that on Plays of the Week. If I have any say in this company, that'll be on Plays of the Week. Extra point, this time more traditional, is up and through. Bratchelder kicked that over the field house, showing off. Newcastle leads at 15-0, 5:47 to go in the first. Time on the field. We'll take a break. Racer defense back on after this on OSN.
So that's Will, and that's Tim. And the farm has been in the family now how long, Tim?
100 years or so.
You stopped counting?
Yes.
The idea that 1.5% of this country is feeding 330 million people 3 times a day.
You shut down a lot of oil and gas, you shut down a lot of U.S. ag. All of a sudden, we start paying a lot more for food, and there's a lot more hungry people all over the world.
Back at Racer Stadium, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier, 5:47 to play in the first. Newcastle off to a very fast start, leading at 15-0. 42-yard touchdown pass from Jackson Burt to Jordan Lane, and then right there, Jackson Burt, a 44-yard touchdown run, aided by the massive block by T.J. Bradford.
Well, I believe that they're going to have number 5 on their radar now. You're going to be looking for him, which means you can't keep your eye on the runner all the time either.
So the Racers will boot it away, off to a very fast start tonight. Batchelder boots it. Build it back at about the 5-yard line. Here comes the Comets back the other way.
Oh.
And he's wrangled down just past the 25, and that's where the Comets will set up. That was, I think,
Number 10, Lonnie Rogers on the return.
Yeah, it looked like maybe it was a 43.
it's like Lonnie Rogers, number 10, had the return there for the Comets. Yeah, on the tackle, yeah, you're right. I think that was Ilcision, yeah.
Yeah.
So back on the field for this Racer defense, which has forced a couple of 3-and-outs so far.
Yeah, it definitely looks like they came to play. They're really playing good. You got Scagnetti out there as one of the linebackers there taking Rice's spot there.
A breakout game a week ago.
Boy, he did.
It was really, really big time in the win over Hera last Thursday, actually, excuse me. 1st and 10. Green will take it to the left side, cut back move, and tackle just past the 30. Decent little pickup on 1st down.
Yeah, that's been their best pickup so far in the game. And I'd expect a lot more of that, just kind of a run option. He could cut it outside, but it got cut off, so he had to cut it back inside. Good job by the guys on that end.
Hunter Berry making the tackle there. Just tuning in, Elijah Green, this kind of do-it-all guy for the Comets. Very talented player. Listed as a receiver DB, and that's why he's committed to the University of Tulsa. That's what he's going to play at TU, is defensive back. But they have him just getting the snaps and kind of operating as the quarterback here so far in this game. You want to get the ball in your best player's hands. I guess that's the best way to do it. Here is the pass. Here, pressure off the edge. He'll fire out on the flat pass. It's caught. There's Bradford right on him. A nice form tackle limiting the gain. TJ Bradford, I just said it a couple minutes ago, but his defense is coming along. I'm not going to say the defense is the same level as the offense, but it's not that far off. He has been a really good defensive player for the Racers this year.
He is showing a lot of smarts. You see him, last couple of weeks he just had the slobber knocker hits on these guys. He didn't have the angle to get the hit, so you saw him get his feet set, take some good form there and fundamentals, and brought that tackle down. So that was a good job.
So 3rd down is called 7 officially, maybe call it 6 with 4:12 to go in the first. We got whistles here. And it looks like Classen's going to take their first time out of the game with 4:06 on the clock. So we'll see what the Comets dial up here to try and pick this up, keep this drive moving. But obviously build a very fast start for Newcastle.
Yes.
2 big plays. And this offense has had moments this year where it's looked like this tonight. Just massive plays. Obviously, we all know the arm that Jackson Burt has, and with the speed on the outside, you just think, who can really handle that?
Right,
Other times it's been a little slow. Obviously, Blanchard did a nice job. They have a very good defense, obviously, the Lions do. But so far, so good for Newcastle tonight, if you're trying to button anything up and feel as confident as possible going into the big one next week, you're doing the job so far.
That's right, and like we talked about off the air, after last week, if you remember last week, Harrow went down and scored just boom, boom. And so I think by receiving the ball, this is the start they wanted to start out with, keeping their opponent to 0 and getting out a couple of touchdowns plus one. And so this is the start they were looking for. And the defense has looked really solid. This is the best series so far for Classen, and you're looking at about 4 yards.
So, Comets back out on offense here. 3rd and 6, what it's called officially. On the 32, got to get to the 38. 5 wide set for the Comets. Back to pass is Green. He's going to go ahead and fire deep. Miscommunication. Camped under his Heskew. Picked off. No, they're going to say incomplete. They say it bounced. It looked like Heskew. Heskew certainly thought he had it. You saw it kind of pop up, but I thought it maybe bounced just off him. But they say it hit turf, so incomplete pass.
Well, that's one of those ones, if we had review, it would definitely be reviewed. But it did look
They can come look at our broadcast if they want.
That's right.
Your eyes doing a pretty good job up there.
He's real good. But it looked like that to me. It looked like it maybe bounced off his body or something, and he rolled over and grabbed it. But we'll go with what they call.
So an incomplete pass makes it 4th down, and the Comets may go for it. They may punt it. We'll see. Shaniel kind of fading back for the Racers just in case. And they are going to throw. This is Underwood, the lefty, looking for somewhere to go. Then now he's going to go Bo Jackson Tecmo Bowl and just run around all the way to the far side. He's going to fire deep, looking for the sideline.
Oh, good catch.
That's Elijah Green, the man that we were talking about. They're going to say he was out of bounds.
Oh, no.
Boy, it looked like he had it, didn't he?
That's what it looked like.
It looked like he had it. And that's why we talked about right at the top. Elijah Green, a really talented player.
That was a great catch. Great catch for him.
Boy, I watched the replay just now. I'm not sure how that's not a catch.
I don't know
be
either.
Honest.
The ball did not move once it hit his hands.
No.
We got to call honesty. We love the Racers, but we love the game and the honesty of the game. That was a catch.
So a incomplete pass. It'll go back over to the Racers. That's Elijah Green, though, man. That kid can play. And so it's a turnover on downs, though. Catch doesn't count. Here come the Racers. Here's our first look at Jackson Shanuel as quarterback.
Got Longman
We
back
mentioned,
there.
if you haven't been with us, they've been doing this a lot lately, letting Shanuel come in and have full drives to himself. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to fire man wide open. That's Jalen Lane. He caught it inside the 5, and he's in. Touchdown, Newcastle. There is a pink hanky, though, down back behind the line, and it's against Newcastle, so wipe it out. A hold against the Racers, so a great throw and catch.
Yeah, great
but
call.
a hold against the Racers will bring it back, and it's the pink flags that you love so much.
Hate 'em.
Use tonight.
Hate them. But, man, and that's what they got to be careful of tonight. You got to be careful of those. Of course, you saw Shanuel throwing on the run. You don't see that a whole lot. We haven't seen a whole lot of that this year. But that's the things you just cannot get into. We got to cut down on those holdings and penalties.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that will get you beat next week for
That's
sure.
right.
You have a big 40-yard touchdown and it gets wiped out. Tonight you're probably going to be okay. Obviously, very fast start, but next week. So 1st and 20 after the penalty, handoff up the middle. This is Longman. A solid pickup. You don't see a lot of that. Obviously, they've used Caden Longman in various roles, but as far as kind of a traditional running back, not that much. That's a little different. Obviously, they are down a couple running backs, so maybe that's something we see a little more.
I think so. I think they enjoy his speed, but he also, if you look at him, he has about that height and size of Bradford that can get behind that line. You'll notice there were 2 linemen down there right beside him when he got tackled.
So give him about 4 yards, makes it 2nd down and 16, nearing 3 minutes to play in the quarter. Shanuel will pump fake once, fire down the sideline, looking for Lane again. Knocked away. Good defense there by the Classen defender. Can't quite make out the number from here. Nice play, though.
That was a good one. Fool me once, shame on you or me. You know what I mean.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. That was Jalen and Jordan Lane were both loose down the sideline, and with what those guys can run, that's you're setting up for a fun play. So incomplete pass though makes it 3rd and 16. First chance for the Comets to really get a stop here in this game so far. Shaniel takes the snap, back to pass. Good clean pocket. Oh. As I say that, here comes some pressure. He'll try and fling out, and he does to Longman. Caden Longman makes the guy miss with a stiff arm. First down and more. Caden Longman down the sideline, and he's in. Touchdown, Newcastle. 38 yards. What a play by Shaniel. He was getting slung down. That was just brute strength to get it out to Longman. Then he used the brute speed.
Wow, that was incredible. That stiff arm by Longman.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
A great stiff arm. Kept it in bounds and stiff armed him. That was a great job. Shaniel was tackled almost on the ground and could throw it out there to him. If you'll notice on that, if you look at it later, all the white jerseys were closer to this hash over here. It was
nobody on
that
side. Yep. Spot down, extra point is up and through for Batchelder. Makes it 22-zip. 2:40 to play in the first quarter. All Racers early on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
Back at Racer Stadium, Josh Calley, Billy Collier. Racers actually got, at least it was announced that they took a timeout before this kickoff. It's been part of the delay here.
Wow. I was just mentioning, this is our 4th year, and I'm not sure we have ever seen Brickman take a timeout on a kickoff.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, unless it's miscommunication or, I mean, I'm not going to pretend to know all the intricacies that go into a kickoff, but you would think that it's basically the same thing every time, right?
Right.
So you would think, what could you need to talk about for a kickoff? But what do I know nothing. So
yeah, the one mistake I made was going to a coach one time and saying, hey, you ought to do blah, blah, blah. After that, I just shut my mouth and go, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
2:40 to go in this first quarter. It's all Newcastle early, 22-0. We're thankful you found us however you did. Oklahoma Sports Network. You can download the OSN app and watch the games wherever you go. It's probably the easiest way to watch the team mobilely. I'm a big fan of the YouTube page as well. Oklahoma Sports Network on YouTube. Anytime we're live over there. Very easy. There's a live chat. People can talk amongst themselves during the game, so I recommend people always go do that. Great way to watch OSN Sports. Kickoff is away here, and a short return taken down just past the 20. Also on Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV, of course, oksportsnet.com. Lots of ways. Facebook. We're not always live on Facebook with our games each week that are on Facebook. So a lot of ways to watch the Oklahoma Sports Network, stay connected with us to know what we got coming up for you as we get into the final couple of weeks of the regular season and the playoffs starting 3 weeks from tonight. Excited about that.
Cannot wait. It's going to be a great time. I'm really impressed with the Racers have really taken a lot of attention into every aspect of the game. Offense, defense, even right there as you saw them, they kicked off a shorter one. He was surrounded and had nowhere to go, and that's why he didn't get farther than about the 22, 23.
Yeah, 23 looks like is where they put him. 1st and 10. Oh, miscommunication here. Quarterback and running back ran into each other. You know, that's not going to produce a great play when that happens.
Right.
Call it a no gain here. Sets up 2nd down.
Yeah, I think that's called the crap.
Yeah, when the running back zigged, quarterback zagged, and they ran right into each other there.
Yeah.
Sets up second down and long. As we near 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Josh Calloway, Billy Collier on OSN. Beautiful Friday night in Newcastle. Got 77 degrees right now. Pretty much no wind. The flags are as still as they've ever been. Great night for football.
Wonderful night. And loving it. Here we go.
Next week in Tuttle could be a little dicey. Got a flag here. Might be delay a game. Yeah, it looks like that's exactly what it is. Delay a game against the Comets. Very excited for that one. You're not going to want to miss it. Next Friday night, Racers, Tuttle Tigers, right here on OSN. Same time as always, pregame 6:30, kickoff at 7 at Bill Hinkle Field. Going to be a big one. We're excited to bring it to you next Friday night.
I hate to say this, but there is so much riding on next week's game.
Oh, it's going to be nuts.
I'm nervous about it, and I don't have to get on the field.
It's going to be nuts. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully weather isn't too bad. We're up the middle here for maybe lost a yard.
Yeah. That was a good job by the linebackers because it looked like he had found a hole through the line right there. And about the time he got even with the line, some linebackers just came and shut that down.
So 3rd and a lot for the Comets. They're going to call it 15 officially, it looks like.
How's that? That was the safety on a tackle for no gain.
Yeah, that'll do.
Incredible.
That's getting penetration in the backfield, that's for sure. So 3rd down and long here. Under a minute to play in this opening frame. Green takes the snap. Some pressure coming. He's going to go ahead and fire deep. Got a man down there. Heskew read it perfectly. Picked off, going the other way. Had the one taken back earlier. This one's going to hold up. He read that like a center fielder. Great play by Heskew, interception.
Great hands and great close in. The way he closed in on that receiver was incredible. That's something we've seen all year long. He was a player of the game last week. We talked to him on the coaches show. And he just, once he sees that ball, he is able to turn on the jets and get to where it's going to be. Great job. Now he's got to turn around and play receiver.
Shanuel back in at quarterback. Got another look at that interception on the Eric Ledoux State Farm instant replay. As Shanuel and the Racer offense back to it with 38 seconds to go in the quarter. Fire out in the flat here. Pass is caught by Jordan Lane. A little stumble, make a guy miss. Run forward, and oh my gosh, he breaks free down the sideline, carrying guys with him. Very late hit, and that's going to get flagged all day. He was well out of bounds before getting slung down.
Yeah, that was a frustration tackle right there, I think. Just no need for that. That was Mason Fletcher, number 3. One of those ones, he looks like he's going to have to go over and talk to coach a little bit. Yeah. That was good position. They had him down. He wasn't going to get out of there. Just sad that happened.
So the penalty is going to move him into the red zone, which is presented by Trinity Restoration, top quality roof repair and restoration. 405-695-7040. Racers haven't really been in the red zone tonight because all the touchdowns have come from far, as we say.
Yeah.
But they'll have a chance to kind of punch one home now as they're inside the 15-yard line, looking to add on to this already sizable lead.
This will be an interesting one. It's a lot shorter field than they're used to so far.
Four receivers set, no running backs in the backfield with Shanuel. He's going to run it himself. That's why. Up the middle. Jackson Shanuel, oh my, lower the shoulder, big guy. Down to about the 5.
That was a great job. I don't know if you noticed who was blocking for him. Big number 13 was his head lead blocker there. Sent a guy backwards.
We saw that last week. Yeah, Jackson Burt kind of being a tight end blocker type for Shanuel on his drives. It's kind of wild to see. And that looks like it's going to do it for the first quarter. All Newcastle so far, and they're looking to add on some more. 22-0 Racers over the Comets at the end of one. Second quarter coming up the other side of this break on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
It's no secret that life is busy and you have a million things on your to-do list. Here at Community Bank of Oklahoma, we've made banking simple again. We can help you get to the important things in life, like the big game tonight.
We do all the heavy lifting so you don't have to.
Race towards us at Community Bank of Oklahoma because we wouldn't be a community without you.
Back at Racer Stadium here in Newcastle, Oklahoma. Newcastle 22-0 on top of Classen SAS as we start the second quarter. Cool moment there in between the quarters. The girls softball team who won a state title last week, honored for their state title. Pretty cool.
That was very cool. They went 34-4.
That's not bad.
Season. And what was really great, got to interview Crosley on the coaches show. He said, we knew before the season we had a chance to win it all.
Oh, yeah.
And that was that confidence I really liked seeing.
So they were honored here in between the quarters. Pretty cool little mini ceremony there. You noted Coach Jeff Brickman run out high-fiving them all. Cool scene. So Racers back on offense. TJ Bradford up the middle, banging his way, and he's across. Touchdown, Newcastle. TJ Bradford. His first of the night, and it's 28-zip.
That was a great run, just right up the middle. He kind of ducks in there. You can't see him till he's right beside you. Goes through that, but that time you saw him. There's a couple of guys that tried to stop him, and he just threw their arms off of him and kept the feet going forward and made it right in.
So the run from Bradford makes it 28-0. Extra point on the way. Shaniel coming off, kind of holding his shoulder a little limpish, favoring it a little. Hopefully nothing too serious there. Extra point is booted right on through. And so it's 29-0 Newcastle with 11:54 to play here in the second quarter. Thank our second quarter sponsor while they get lined up for the kickoff, which is Contemporary Family Dentistry. Their number one goal is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Come in and experience the difference. 1117 Northwest 32nd Street. Give them a call at 405-387-9300. Contemporary Family Dentistry, a veteran OSN sponsor of Newcastle Racer football. 29-0 Newcastle, and they're kicking it away. Obviously, Billy, we thought going in, we talked about in pregame, Newcastle heavy favorites, probably a chance for them to win this game big, but this is even probably beyond what we thought. 29-0 in a quarter and 6 seconds.
Right, well, they were picking them, I think, by 42-17 in the Oklahoman. But
Yeah,
I tell you what,
it's going to go way past that.
I think so.
If we keep this pace, obviously.
And I think Brickman has to be happy with that first quarter. I didn't really see a whole lot outside of that holding penalty that was a negative thing. So that was good quarter for him.
So the Racers are up big, 29-0, and they'll kick it away here. Doing the honors on this kickoff, by the way, not Batchelder. It's going to be Caleb Dupler, who we've seen the Racers use in some different spots.
Senior.
Dupler is senior, yeah. So obviously want to get him in there. Imagine that's going to be an emphasis for Coach Brickman tonight. Underwood doing the honors on the return here, fielded about the 20-yard line. Makes the first guy miss, tries to bounce outside, makes another guy miss. Nice return here by Underwood. He's loose down the sideline. Big block. And Underwood still on his feet, finally pushed out of bounds at about the 40. Injured man down for the Racers is Hunter Berry. Not a guy you want to lose by any means. He got belted trying to make a play on the football. I'm not sure really what he actually hurt here, maybe other than just maybe you hope it's probably maybe just a wind knocked out kind of situation because that was a big hit.
He was coming back to come and get him and kind of ran right into a block. Saw the offensive coordinator down there talking to the official about it. He was running back there and just did not even see the block coming, I don't think. And so it probably shocked him as well as rattled a few things in there.
Yeah, they don't seem to be nursing anything. I'm hoping, and it looks like it might just be kind of a got the wind knocked out kind of situation. He's up on his feet, so good to see.
Yeah, he did. He kind of just crumpled right there where the guy put the block. So.
You remember the first time you got the wind knocked out of you as like a kid? You thought you were dying.
I remember
you thought you were dying.
I thought I was dying the last time I got the wind knocked out of me. I was skating, roller skating, as a youth minister. I fall down. I can't breathe, and they're all laughing at me. So it's good to see him up.
When you're a kid and the first time it happened, I mean, you think it's over. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is how it ends, I guess. So the Racers back on defense. Big return there by Underwood. He made a few guys miss, and so obviously the Comets' best chance to do anything on the scoreboard by far as they're at the 40-yard line. Here is Carlos Hardiman, by the way, at quarterback.
Ooh.
He gets the forward for a yard or two. This was who we expected to start this game for the Comets, and he's in there now.
Yeah, ran into the big arms of Blake Allen right there and did not go any farther. In fact, mostly disappeared. Big number 73 right there. So good job. Way to hang in there and throw off his blocker and get that tackle.
11-13 and counting to play in this first half. This final game of the regular season at Racer Stadium. Senior night home finale. Obviously, like we said, Newcastle hoping that this isn't the last time they play here this year. Could still get a home playoff game here. To do that, probably got to win the next 2 weeks, but not unheard of by any means. Big hit, wow. There's Lovejoy laying the boom.
Yeah, Lovejoy, he's really played excellent in there at linebacker. Coming in on weak side right there and just put him down. Who was that ran the ball? I couldn't get the numbers on him.
I think that was House, 23, I
think so. But, yeah, that was a great tackle.
3rd and 6, Classen.
Might have also been Bogey Ramirez, 22.
Yeah. We just wanted to say that name. No, it was Bogey
Ramirez. It is
Ramirez.
a good name. So here comes third down for the Comets. Call it about 6 here. Hardiman's got 5 receivers. Got a fire over the middle. Got a man down there. It's caught.
Oh.
And down to about the 10. There he was again. Bogey Ramirez just kind of leaked out over the middle. Nice pass by Carlos Hardiman, and the Comets are knocking on the door.
That was an excellent pass. Hardiman, that was impressive. Just over the outstretched arms there of the defensive back. And he got back there and kind of got lost in the coverage.
So as we hit the 10-minute mark to play in the first half, the Comets have got their first shot at some points here. As Hardiman putting together a nice drive. Handoff. This is Ramirez going to the left side. He'll get about 5 yards or so before being ran out of bounds.
Good job by Lane and Heskey just running straight sideways. Oh, there's a flag down. Right there in Holtville.
Yeah, right in the pink hanky, right just by the 10. So we'll see what the call is here.
Looked like you saw a Newcastle player trying to peel off his block and got a little stretch in the numbers.
And it is going to be a hold against Classen SAS. So wipe out that run and back them up.
I think that's the first time I've seen tonight where they had the blockers out in front. Of course, we can see there may have been a little extra.
Yeah, right.
That's the first time you saw the blockers out front setting up a lane for the runner.
So the penalty will back Classen up to the 18-yard line or so. First and goal. Hardiman to pass. He's going to fire far side. Incomplete. Nice coverage there by Heskey, closing down on the intended target, Aaron Underwood.
Looks like another.
Oh, it's going to be a penalty on the Racers here.
Did you say they were offside?
I think he motioned like roughing the passer.
Huh.
Didn't really see what actually happened there.
I didn't either. I was looking down there because that looked like he was open to run it in from over here.
And here comes the motion now.
Yeah, they are calling roughing the passer.
Personal foul, roughing the passer on Newcastle.
So yeah, roughing the passer there. I presume late here, maybe up high on Hardiman. So a big penalty there.
Wow.
Moves it to the 14, 13. They were at the 18 before, so that's only 5 yards. It should have been half the distance, I
Well, it looked like they did it from the spot.
So it's 1st and goal still. Elijah Green this is Hardeman, getting the direct snap to the right side. He's got nowhere to go. Black jersey swarm him. Maybe 2nd down.
That's a good job. That's the kind of defense they need to do tonight. They don't need to scramble and get worried and run and try and catch up the ball. They need to stay in their spot, stay in their lanes, trust their coaching.
TJ Bradford credited with the tackle there, so it sets up 2nd and goal at about the 15 or so. 14-yard line, actually. Okay, so we had a correction there, so it's actually not goal to go anymore. The personal foul reset the chains.
Huh.
That's a strange situation. You don't see that. I don't know if that was. Anyway, it's 2nd and 11.
Oh.
And now this penalty is going to go on Classen, delayed game.
My goodness.
Things have gotten a little sloppy here the last minute or so. Lots of penalties.
Wow.
Getting the pink hanky some use.
Yeah.
So that'll be 2nd down. Yeah, it was 1st and goal from the 18. Roughing the passer should have made it half distance to the goal to the 9. And so that would have still been 1st and goal. But they only gave him 5 yards, so they then decided to reset the chains. Just kind of a strange situation overall. Hardeman here on 2nd down. He'll fire the middle. Got a man down there. It's caught. Touchdown, Comets. Nice pass by Hardeman.
And a flag.
And a late flag, I think, on the Selly.
Yeah.
Should still count. Trying to make out the number who made the catch there.
It looks like it's Mason Fletcher, number 3. I'm having some difficulty with it,
I cannot see that number.
I would say it's either Hardwick or Fletcher. Kind of hard to see down there. Okay, it said that.
I'm examining.
I know. They said it was
Carson Wade is saying he thinks it's number 3, Mason Fletcher. So you said that. Carson said that's what we're going to roll with. Mason Fletcher on the touchdown there. 15-yarder.
Yeah, I said it was unsportsmanlike conduct if they're going to go on the kickoff.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
So Fletcher, 15-yard TD. 8:14 to go, so they're going to go for 2 here. Hardeman, pressure in his face. He'll fire the corner of the end zone. Picked off. And it'll stop there. Can't return those in high school football. So it makes it 29-6. 8:14 to go. Comets are on the board. How do the Racers respond? We'll find out next, right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Back at Racer Stadium, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier, Carson Wade on the production, Uriah Martinez up top. Working the camera, 8:14 to play until halftime. Newcastle leads Classen SAS 29-6 in this Friday night 4A2 tilt. The playoff race is heating up with just a couple of weeks left in the regular season. After tonight, just 2 games left for everybody.
Right. 2 important games.
2 big ones, certainly for these racers, no doubt about that.
They should get a good return on this one, kicking from their 25.
Yeah, the personal foul, you're right. Bumps them back to the 25. So a good opportunity for a return. You have Longman and Jalen Lane back to return. Lane had that big return to start the game tonight. Set Newcastle up for a quick touchdown. They're up 8-0, 45 seconds into the game or so. A little pooch kick's going to bounce and roll out of bounds, but I think it was touch first. And so, no, they are going to flag it, okay. It looked like Longman maybe touched that first, but the flag does come out. So it'll be a kickoff out of bounds, and the Racers will take over. It
Right at
should
the
be a
spot.
spot foul,
Yeah.
yeah, because you're already past the 35.
Yeah, I thought he touched it or grabbed it right before going out of bounds, which doesn't matter. It'd be right at the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
There was no return on the kickoff.
So Newcastle will set up at their own 37-yard line. Jackson Burt back in at quarterback. 2 touchdown drives for him, 2 touchdown drives for Jackson Shanuel so far tonight.
Looks like they picked it up, didn't call a penalty, but it didn't matter where it was at. And what's wild is even after the penalty, this is the worst starting spot for Newcastle tonight.
Yeah, I've had a lot of good returns, and obviously
Yeah.
when you're getting stops and force them to punt out of their own end, that's how it's going to go for you. So here comes the Racers offense. Burt hands it off to Bradford up the middle. Keeping those legs turning like he often does. Carrying the pile, and the ball comes out. Ball is still loose. It's kicking around. It rolls all the way out of bounds at the 42. The Racers gained about 20 yards on that fumble.
Well, that's one of those dangers in fighting the tackle. Trying to fight through the guy tackling you is you leave that ball wide open for one of his teammates. It was just fortunate for the Racers that it got kicked and bounced out of bounds.
You don't often see a fumble that just comes shooting out like that.
Right.
That thing flew forward 15 yards. So the Racers get all the way up to the 42. Bradford was hit around their own 45. It got all the way to the Classen 42. Not how you want to do it, but I guess you'll take it.
Yeah.
First down. Fake the handoff to Bradford. Burt up the middle, running hard. And he's tackled around the shoes for a gain of about 6.
My wonder is on that big fumble, does Bradford get all those yards?
That's
Or
a very
does
good
the
question.
Ball get at those yards? I
If
mean,
nobody recovered it,
that's right.
yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. We need a stat keeper.
That's right.
A statistician.
You'd have stats. You'd have Burt. You'd have Shanuel. You'd have Bradford. You'd have football.
Yeah, just fumble. The field, Gene Reed Field. Gene Reed gets those yards.
There you go.
Second down. Handoff goes to Bradford the middle here. Yeah. Swallowed up pretty good. He gets maybe a yard. Comets kind of stiffing up a little bit here. Give Classen some credit. Down 29-0. Put together a nice drive, and now they're doing whatever they can here to try and get their offense back on the field, not just wilting away by any means.
And this is what I was talking about before the game.
A lot of game left here still,
to
too.
see them wanting to fight, to see them wanting to keep playing and try and win this game.
Under 7 minutes to play until halftime. Third down for Newcastle at the 35. Got to get to about the 32. Bradford will do that and then some. Down the sideline, TJ Bradford out right at about the 20. In fact, he's out right at the 20. And another trip to that Trinity Restoration red zone for the Racers.
That was a good job. Good misdirection. They run Jalen Lane. You got to respect that. He has gotten behind your defense 2 or 3 times. So in respecting that, it opens up the weak side for Bradford.
But we have seen Bradford so many times this season kind of get to the line, take some early contact, shrug it off, and then just burst, just explode down the sideline. Here he is again, running through some initial contact. Ends up getting about 7 yards out of that.
That was incredible, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the screen. He ran right into the defensive line and disappeared.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if he went down, he got tackled. He went right through it.
TJ Bradford is listed at 5'9", 175. That's before the season listing. But you would think he's 300 pounds. With how hard he is to tackle, he just runs through guys.
He almost runs angry.
He definitely runs angry. Second down and 3, 6:10 to play in the half. Man in motion is Jalen Lane. They'll fake the handoff to him and give it to Longman instead. Cade Longman bounce outside. He's inside the 10, wrapped down about the 5. So the Racers going all ground and pound here on this drive, and they got it 1st and goal now.
And I think they're ready to run down some of this clock. You don't want them to come back and score another touchdown on you. You've been saying all week how you think you can handle this team and you can shut them out, etc. And then they score a touchdown on you. You probably feel like, okay, wait a minute, we're going to keep this ball in our hands.
So we got official timeout here. Got an injured man down. It's a Comet down on that far side. As the Racers have it at the 5-yard line with 5:46 to play until halftime. Timeout on the field for an injury. We'll go ahead and take it with them. 1st and goal for the Racers when we get back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. and finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed, because your success is our success.
All right, injured man up and off the field for the Comets. It'll be first and goal for Newcastle at the 5. Trying to punch this one in, respond right back to that Comets touchdown with one of their own. First and goal, Burt gives it to Bradford around the edge. Bradford running hard. You're not going to stop him when he gets ahead of steam. It's just not going to happen. Touchdown, T.J. Bradford, second of the night, and the Racers are in for the 5th time.
And he is running strong, and he's going to need to run strong next week. That was good blocking. They cut off that angle, touched by one guy going to the weak side. Not something you see very often. The line is doing a great job. The tight ends are doing a great job, and you saw there the receivers are staying on their blocks. Just real good job.
So T.J. Bradford, second of the night, 2 5-yarders. Toby Batchelder ready to try the extra point. Caden Longman on the hold. Boots it right through.
Yeah, Batchelder pulling out some Academy Award work right there. He got bumped into and just stiffened up and went down.
Just flopped.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about Batchelder's extra point that went over the field house earlier.
Yeah.
That was something, because the field house is pretty tall.
Yes.
And for an extra point, when you're that close, you got to really get underneath it and boot that thing.
Yeah, there are airplanes going, what on earth?
So with 5:31 to play until halftime, it's a 30-point lead for Newcastle, 36-6. Be sure to keep up with us at halftime as the bands will perform here at Racer Stadium, or the Racer Band, I should say, for Newcastle will perform. Senior night for those guys, too. They were honored before the game, so last chance at the home field, at least in the regular season. Again, maybe we'll have a postseason game here. We'll have to wait and see on that. So be sure to stick with us at halftime, watch them do their thing, and then Billy and I will rejoin you. We'll go through some of the scores tonight, and we'll get you ready for the second half between the Racers and the Comets.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to them keeping this up. I would love for them to keep this up. I know it would look horrible. Some people on the scores would be a high number to a few.
Yeah.
But they need to keep doing this if they're going to get ready for next week and set a message for next week.
Dupler will do the honors on the kickoff here. 36-6 Newcastle, 5:31 to play until halftime. Dupler boots it away to be fielded. This is Hardiman. This is Underwood, excuse me, number 7. 7 and 1 kind of looks a little bit alike. Underwood will be wrapped up and tackled from behind on that one. That was Weston Morrison, junior, getting in there making the play.
Yeah, first time we've said his name this year. That was a good tackle.
Nicely done, yeah.
As he was coming back, that was a good move by Underwood. He starts like he's going to go back right, then cuts back left, and you just saw Newcastle stayed in their lanes. That's good, just good fundamental play.
So the Comets will take over on their own 35-yard line. Coming off, obviously, their best drive. Hardiman led them right down the field, and they punched it in.
Yep.
See if they can build on that. 3 receiver set, running back next to Hardiman. And he'll get the ball here. This is Bogey bouncing outside past the 40. Nice run there by Bogey Ramirez. Did I see a pink flag come in?
Yeah, it was right in there
Like
where
a
you
hold,
saw those
yeah.
outside receivers. It looked like the receiver had a hold of number 6 there. I think that's
Well, Bogey was on the carry, number 22.
yeah, Ashton Schumard couldn't get off his block being held right there. So looks like they're going to march it backwards.
Yep, penalty's going to go against Classen. So wipe out that nice first down run by the junior tight end linebacker, Bogey Ramirez. Could he play any other position than tight end linebacker, by the way, the name Bogey Ramirez? That is the most linebacker name
Yes.
that there's ever been.
Oh, you got to love it. You got to love it. There's somebody going, yeah, that's my bogey. Right there. That's my bogey.
Heck yeah. 4 receiver set, I should say, for Classen here. First down and 18 after the penalty. Handoff up the middle.
Good
getting
job.
hit immediately and dropped. I think on the tackle there, I want to say that was
Like
Scagnetti,
yes.
yeah, number 20.
That was a good job. They had a blitz coming from this weak side, and so it was good. Scagnetti stayed right there in that gap, didn't let him through, because that could have gotten ugly fast.
Got maybe a yard to the 28-yard line. Got to get to the 45 for a first down.
Also in on the tackle, number 55, Birdsong.
Looks like we got some different players in there playing some positions.
Certainly had the opportunity to do that right now, up by 30. A lot of game left. Hardiman back to pass. He'll fire out for a little slant route behind his man. Incomplete. The pass intended for Braylon Taylor, who had some room, but Hardiman just missed him there. Incomplete and makes up 3rd and long.
Yeah, I think his eyes got a little bit on the defense right there in the middle of the linebackers and the defensive backs, middle of the field. That's a place that's kind of scary to catch a ball. So I probably had a little bit to do with that, throwing it off as well.
So incomplete pass makes it 3rd down and 17, I think it is. Or on the 28, got to get to the 30 or 45. So
now this is where he got him last time, was with his arm.
5 wide set, nobody in the backfield with Hardiman. He'll take it back to pass. Good pocket and a fire deep. Got a man down there. It's Underwood. He's got him in stride, and he lost it. Well, that was a BB of a pass by Hardiman. Put it right on Underwood. If he hangs on, he probably houses that, but Underwood couldn't quite corral it.
Man, he'd still be running.
Yeah.
He'd be running up there north trying to get the Loves. That's a great pass right on the hands. That's unfortunate for him.
So incomplete pass on the drop there, which sets up 4th down and long. And we'll see. I have to imagine the punt.
Yeah, that's what it looks
this
like.
spot. And it looks like Underwood is going to do just that. Heskew back to return for Newcastle. The lefty boots it. Bounces just shy of the 40. It'll roll dead at the 37, which is where it is down. And the Racers will take over on offense. Jackson Burt back out as a signal caller.
Yeah, it looks like they're hurrying to get to this halftime. I think this is the fastest we've ever had a first half.
Yeah, first quarter really kind of zipped by.
Yeah.
As Newcastle certainly a healthy advantage here, looking to keep it up. Make sure they get their 15 points on the point differential and get on to some big games on the horizon. Still some work to do tonight, though. Up 30. Handoff goes to Bradford here on the little sweep play. And a good job by the Comets snipping that out. Elijah Green. Oh, and another late hit. As Bradford lost his helmet and is hot afterward. A little frustrated as that's the second late hit on Bradford in this game. And obviously some frustration there for him.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. I was pretty close to the sideline. You heard the whistles, then came in a second hit. I tell you what, Bradford, I just tell him just relax, cool. They only hit the guys they're afraid of. So you got to keep your cool. Next week you're going to have a lot of those hits, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, if you're Bradford too, you're thinking you missed a game earlier this year for injury.
Right.
He wears the padded helmet. He's trying to stay healthy. You don't need that's twice tonight. A late hit out of bounds.
That's right.
But got to find a way to keep your cool.
Yep.
So the penalty obviously goes against the Comets there. We'll give the Racers a first down across midfield to the 48 of the Comets. And Classen, that was a good defensive play. They snuffed that out, but the penalty obviously supersedes that. 1st and 10. Longman next to Burt. Burt going to pass. He's going to fire a little mid-screen play to Jordan Lane. He's got some room. Jordan Lane, here goes the speed. Jordan Lane by touchdown Newcastle. 48 yards on the mid-screen. There is a penalty flag down in the middle of the field. We'll see what it is.
Man, that was a great block there by Ashton Schumart. I hope they're not throw a flag on him because the guy was looking right at him when he blocked him and just put him down and opened it up there.
So officials are discussing. We'll see what the call is here. Looks like it's probably going to wipe out this play. Racers offense is backing up. There is a hold on Newcastle. Something we've seen a lot this year. Big plays getting wiped out by penalties.
Man, that's not what you need. That was a great block. We haven't said Ashton's name a whole lot this year. That was a great down-the-field block that just opened up a touchdown.
That was a play very reminiscent of Racers circa 2020. Those little mid-screens, you saw that a lot.
Yes.
It hasn't been something that Coach Brickman and his staff have utilized as much, but it worked there, but the flag brings it back. So first down, Burt bounces outside, making guys miss. Oh, look at Jackson Burt shifting. He takes off. He's going to get the first down and more.
Whoa.
Inside the 35. Jackson Burt's got the burners into the red zone. Carrying guys, make a move. Touchdown, Newcastle. That was special.
That was great. That was incredible run by him, cutting back and forth, getting through people. And then also his blockers. He had one guy, I didn't see the number because it was just a blur. His blockers getting up there to make sure that their quarterback was not going to hit the turf. So that was a great job by Newcastle as a whole. Good escape.
That's Jackson Burt's second touchdown run tonight of over 40 yards. 44 earlier, 48 there. And Newcastle's got a 40-burger up on the board in the first half, 42-6. 3:24 to play until halftime. Spot down for Lawman. Batchelder's extra point is driven through.
Batchelder's extra point is good.
And with 3:24 to play until halftime, it's all Newcastle, 43-6 on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Back at Racer Stadium, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier on the Oklahoma Sports Network. 3:24 to play until halftime. Newcastle all over Classen SAS right now, 43-6. Billy, I mean, they've done everything you could hope. I mean, they've ran the ball well, they've thrown it well, they've played really good defense outside of one drive. Been a dominant showing from the Racers as anticipated.
Absolutely.
Dupler will kick it away. It'll be fielded about the 15, just in front of it by Underwood. He's had some nice returns tonight. Not here, though. That's another really nice tackle in the open field once again by Weston Morrison. Making a name for himself tonight.
Yeah, he's making a name. He's stepping out. He's saying, you can count on me when you got to go out. So that's a good job.
So 3:12 to play until halftime. The Comets will take over on offense at their own 26-yard line. A win tonight, and Newcastle sews up a playoff spot. Be their fourth district win with a point differential that can't be caught by the teams below them. And so they will be guaranteed postseason football with a win tonight. Handoff Elijah Green up the middle, gets about 5 yards. And obviously the Racers are on their way to that. A big, big lead as we near halftime here.
Well, and you've really got to enjoy that. I mean, you've got to they've come out, they're coming to play. They're not concerned about who their opponent is. They're just going to play and do things right. We've only had 2 holding calls. 2 penalties, and so that's been an improvement. Now, they come at crucial times. That's got to improve.
Right.
But that's been an improvement.
2:40 to play until halftime. 2nd down and 4 for the nice first down run for the Comets. Going to run it again here. This is Bogey Ramirez. Bounce outside. Great tackle around the shoestrings there by number 55, Maddox Birdsong. One of these seniors playing on his senior night, making a nice play.
That was a great job, just running around there, getting.
There was some room on that side too for Ramirez, but
yes,
just corralled him around the feet like a calf.
Yeah, he came from the left guard position or left tackle position. So
3rd down and call it 5 here for Classen. Final 2 minutes of the half. This is a very unusual formation. Hardman's going to go straight to his right. Design QB run. Not much there at all. He'll get maybe a yard, if that. That was very odd. It was like an I formation, but it was offset from the quarterback.
Yeah, the offset I.
I formation that didn't include the QB.
Right.
Very often.
Well, and you would normally think that you got 3 blockers on top of your tight end going around that side. You'd think you'd get a little bit farther. But I think they tried to run the ball out, and it's not going to happen.
So 4th down. Looks like Comets will go ahead and punt it away again. 1:22 and counting to play in this half.
Oh.
Underwood, it's going to be a fake, and it's going to not work. The
fumble.
ball is out. It's on the turf, and the Racers will recover it at the 25-yard line. He obviously wasn't going to get there. He was still 7-8 yards away from the marker. Ball got poked loose, and the Racers force a turnover. And, you know, it's not going to it's probably obviously not going to matter. Racers are up by a lot of points here, but there's only 1:06 to go. Practically, that doesn't make any sense because now you've given the Racers a short field. They don't have a lot of time, but they have a short field, so the time's not going to really matter now.
Right. Well, 25 yards in 1 minute is doable. 60 yards?
Yeah.
Probably not as much.
Yeah, a little tougher. So the Racers have a short field. Burt faked the handoff, back to pass, going to fire to the end zone. Got a man on that far side. That's Lane. Oh, my gosh. Did he catch that? He did. Touchdown, Newcastle. You got mossed. Jalen Lane goes up and over his defender and rips it down. It's a party.
Great catch. Great drop right there. You got to give that to Burt, just dropping it right in the basket like that. Great pass, but boy, to go up and to grab that. And that's one of those things you're seeing in receivers now. They don't put their hands up real early so the defender doesn't know where the ball's at or anything. But he just went up, scooped that in the basket, and got a foot down.
So Jordan Lane got that bomb earlier. Jalen Lane goes up and high points that one. Extra points through, and with 52 seconds to play until halftime, it is 50 to 6. Half 100 on them in the first 2 quarters.
I was going to say, is anybody hearing Barry Switzer right now? That's all I'm wondering.
Holy moly. So Jackson Burt, let's do some housekeeping on Jackson Burt here. He's got 2 touchdown passes of 42 and 25 yards and 2 touchdown runs of 44 and 48 yards. Not bad.
That's a good night.
Not bad.
That's a good night. Well, for us, that's a good night for Newcastle.
Yeah.
You know, wow, he's playing out of his mind too. And I wonder if having the 2 quarterback system has given him where he's not quite so tired, maybe not so wore out, so he can do some of those runs, do some of that passing.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, certainly, if you're going to use 2 guys as much as Coach Brickman and this staff are, you're going to have the opportunity to always have a fresh guy in there. There's no doubt about that. That's a good point. So 52 seconds until halftime. My goodness, 50 to 6.
Wow.
Racers all over the Classen Comets tonight. We'll see what the Comets will like to do here before halftime. Still have 2 timeouts to work with. Dupler will boot this away. Same thing we've seen every time. Fielded by Underwood at the 20. Underwood runs across the field. Breaks a couple of tackles. Running hard. With the one guy tonight who's really been a problem from Classen is Aaron Underwood, number 7. He's kind of made things happen tonight.
Yeah, I start wondering a little bit if I want to kick to him every time or not, because he's starting to get a little head of steam, and it looks like he's maybe getting a little angry, wanting a few more yards.
So 39 seconds is all that the Comets have to work with. They're on their own 29. They got 2 timeouts. We'll see what Coach Burdine and this Comets offense tries to do with not much time to work with.
Well, and I'm curious of what Brickman's going to do on defense. It looks like you're going to have a lot of way back DBs.
I'll tell you what, I wanted that Bradford block as my play of the OSM Play of the Week nominee, but that Jalen Lane touchdown catch was nice. Run for Bogey Ramirez here around the outside. And he's going to be wrapped up and tackled for a short gain. Too many options, Bill. They're giving me too many highlights to pick from tonight.
I know. This is their highlight game, it seems like. And you got to wonder if there's a statement trying to be made for next week tonight. Now, I mean, it's a little early in the game to be saying things like that, but it doesn't feel like they're really letting off the gas, so to speak.
No. They don't have to snap it again. 8 seconds. They're coming up to the line. Looks like they might run one more play. 5 wide for Hardiman, 3 seconds. He will get this off. Final play of the first half. That snap was a little wide. Picked off.
Oh,
intercepted. No. This is Jackson Burt. Have a night, young man. Burt, touchdown, Newcastle. Wow. Are you serious?
Wow.
There's no way he just did that. They're going to flag the celebration. He didn't do much. He just threw the ball in the air. Not that it mattered. Maybe he wasn't Burt that they're flagging. I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, Jackson Burt, pick 6.
That's what he did down here on Classen. I think to see the same thing for the Racers, you got to flag it. You know, you can't let it go on one end and not on the other.
So Jackson Burt, we talked about it already. 2 passing, 2 rushing, and now a pick 6. That's 5 tutties.
Wow.
For Burt in the first half. Has anybody ever wrapped up the Alsatian Realty Player of the Game earlier?
I don't believe so.
It's over.
I don't
know how anybody can catch that.
We're going to have to see some crazy UFO landing type stuff in the second half to take it away from him.
56-6. So here's what's going to be weird, too, on this. Can they – I don't see why they wouldn't, I guess. Can that flag carry over to the second half, or are they going to go ahead and make them kick a really long extra point?
I'm not sure. I really don't know. Let's hear. He says it's going to be on the kickoff, so I guess so.
All right, well, that was the last play of the half, so we're at 0-0, so
they'll come out and kick it in the third quarter.
So we're going to have a penalty that's going to get enforced like 25 minutes of real time later.
Wow.
That's got to be a first. Spot down, extra point is up and through.
Wow.
57-6, Newcastle.
Wow.
What can you say, Billy Collier?
Oh, man, I don't know what either coach is going to say in the locker room. I mean, Brinkman's going in looking at a 51-point lead. Classen's going in looking at a 51-point losing. I don't know what you can say to your team in either one. I really am at a loss.
Wow. Well, of all the halves of football that we have seen, that was one of them.
Yes. That was a fun half to announce.
All right, well, we're going to step aside. Obviously, stick with us through the halftime. The Racer Band will perform for the final time this year, in the regular season at least, on this senior night. Billy and I will rejoin you in just a bit. We'll give you some scores from around the state tonight, and we'll get you ready for the second half. It's all Racers. All Racers.
All Racers.
57-6, Newcastle on top after 2 on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
What you just made me do, look what you just made me do. Oh, you and me, we got your big reputation. and gentlemen, we'd like to take a moment to recognize our Racer Band seniors. Our first senior tonight is Chloe Dufek, daughter of Rebecca and Marty Dufek, and also escorted by Kyla Dufek and Colin Grubbs. Chloe is a member of band, and her teacher of significance is Mrs. Wilson because she helped her out of a rough time. Chloe plans on going to online college for animal behavior, and her best memory is any time with her band family when they are laughing. Our next senior is Ariana Engelke, daughter of Jason and Tanessa Engelke, and also escorted by Emma Engelke. Ariana is a member of band, and her teacher of significance is Mr. Siebert. He came during her freshman year, and she was just put into percussion, and he taught her how to play. Also throughout the years, he told her not to give up because of how far she's grown over the years. Ariana plans to go to Paul Mitchell School and do cosmetology, and her best memory was when the band was coming back from Boston. The plane landed so fast that someone's glasses fell off their head. Our next senior is Kaylin Holmes, daughter of Will and Carol Holmes, also escorted by Ron Cole. In addition to band, Kaylin is a member of the soccer team, and her teacher of significance is Mr. Siebert because he convinced her to stay in band. Kaylin plans to attend college somewhere and major in forensics, and her favorite memory is playing the cowbell in Song 2. Our next senior is Jacob Jones, son of Jonathan Jones and Amanda Hancock. In addition to band, Jacob is a member of FCCLA, and his teacher of significance is Miss England for helping develop his skills and pushing his motivation through star events. Jacob plans to get a master's in marine biology, and his favorite memory is hanging out with friends in the back of his truck in the junior lot during junior year. Our next senior is Jackson Lamb. Son of Jeffrey and Laura Lamb, Jackson is also a member of wrestling, track, and FCA. His teacher of significance is Mr. Stark because they would always have meaningful conversations. Jackson plans to pursue a pre-law degree at OU and then his JD, and his favorite memory is Siebert running out of fuel in the truck and screaming at Charles the bus driver to stop braking in front of us. Our next senior is Elijah Longan, son of Rhonda Shawn. Elijah is a member of band, and his teacher of significance is Mr. Siebert for always helping, being loving, and comforting during hard times. Elijah plans to join the military and become a part of the Air Force, and his favorite memory was the time when Siebert snatched his hat and proceeded to break his ankles. Our next senior is Riley Martin, daughter of Vicki and John Martin. Riley is a member of band, and her teacher of significance is Miss Gracie for always trying to help others. Riley plans to attend ECU, and her favorite memory is riding back from her first away game on the band bus. Our next senior is Ryan Piziska, son of Isam and Jared Piziska, also escorted by Leah Piziska. Ryan is a member of band, and his teacher of significance is Mr. Thomas, who inspired a true love of science for him. Ryan plans to attend Votech and go into the auto program. Our next senior is Emmett Raymond, daughter of Jeremy and Laura Raymond and Vivian and David Cisneros. Emmett is a member of band, and his teacher of significance is Dr. Craig for letting him know there are people who understand what he's going through. Emmett plans to continue his education in automotive service, and his favorite memory was going to Brahms after games freshman year. Our next senior is Zayden Smith, son of Paige and Stephen Smith. He is also escorted by Zach and Zane Smith. Zayden is a member of band, and his teacher of significance is Miss Thomas because she's very understanding and is an awesome listener. Zayden plans to pursue a degree in international business at the University of Oklahoma, and his favorite memory was spontaneously going to sushi and Walmart to get flowers before junior year homecoming. Our next senior is Caitlin Steinauer, daughter of Christina and Mark Steinauer. Caitlin is also a member of Color Guard, Winter Guard, and Wrestling. Her teacher of significance is Miss York because she is the teacher that's there for her the most, as well as helped her with so much, and Mr. Hull for putting up with her nonsense for the last 3 years. Caitlin plans to go to culinary school in Norman and work as a CNA, and her favorite band memory was when they were at the Woodward game. Joe lost his phone, so they were calling it, and the Woodward side had it. They ran over to that side, and they asked whose caller ID it was they talked to, and Joe and her said that it was Daddy Cat, and everyone was there laughing. Our next senior is Stephen Whitmore, son of Luke and Jamie Whitmore, also escorted by Ella Whitmore. Stephen is also a member of cross country, track, academic team, BPA, and for everyone. He will always listen no matter what, and he's such an amazing person. He's truly made him a better person. He will always miss Mr. Siebert a lot, and he's made high school band so much fun. Thank you, Mr. Siebert. Stephen plans to attend the University of Oklahoma and study aviation and become either a commercial pilot or an Air Force pilot, and his favorite memory is in band were the long truck rides during sophomore year. He will never forget talking with Mr. Siebert, Jackson, Eli, and Weston. Our final senior is Peyton Wolf, daughter of James Wolf, Janae Wolf, and Charlie Rowland. She is also escorted by Tony Walls, Tabor Barnett, Giselle Barnett, Cora Wolf, Vivian Rowland, and Debbie Rowland. In addition to band, Peyton was a member of wrestling, track and field, creative writing club, academic team, BPA, and FCA. Her teacher of significance is Mr. Jones for pushing her academically while also giving her grace when she needed it. She will forever be grateful for him letting her come vent during his only off hour. Peyton plans to double major in neuropsychology and music performance, and her best memory of band was when her mom passed away and a bunch of the band kids got together and made a gift basket. If you ever wonder why they call themselves a family, that's why. Let's give a hand to our Racer Band seniors. Please welcome to the field the Newcastle Racer Band. The Racer Band is led onto the field by senior drum major Jackson Lamb and junior drum major Caitlin Lewis. The Racer Band is under the direction of Ryan Siebert and Whitney Catlin. Color guard coach is Emily Perkins, and additional staff includes Jay Thompson, Luke Baker, and Kendrick Brown. Music is written by Randall Sandridge, and drill is written by Dr. Genevieve Craig. The Racers Band 2023 show is titled Pixels, featuring soloists Riley Martin and Jacob Castins. We enter into the digital world and battle through each level to achieve the ultimate high score. Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present the Newcastle Racer Band.
Level complete. Level 2. Red alert, danger.
no secret that life is busy and you have a million things on your to-do list. Here at Community Bank of Oklahoma, we've made banking simple again. We can help you get to the important things in life, like the big game tonight.
We do all the heavy lifting, so you don't have to.
Race towards us at Community Bank of Oklahoma, because we wouldn't be a community without you.
So that's Will, and that's Tim. And the farm has been in the family now how long, Tim?
100 years or so.
You stopped counting?
Yes.
The idea that 1.5% of this country is feeding 330 million people 3 times a day.
You shut down a lot of oil and gas, you shut down a lot of U.S. ag. All of a sudden, we start paying a lot more for food, and there's a lot more hungry people all over the world.
All right, back at Racer Stadium, about ready to start the second half. Josh Calloway, Billy Collier, Carson Way in the production. Ryan Martinez up top working the camera. All Newcastle tonight, obviously. 57-6. Racers are rolling over Classen SAS. We're about ready to start the second half in about a minute from now. Before we do, Billy and I give you some scores here from around 4A. As far as in the district, only the 2 games in action tonight. We mentioned Bethany took care of Hera last night. Tuttle on top of Tecumseh right now, 28-0. And Blanchard on top of Bridge Creek, 33-0. So no surprises. Blanchard and Tuttle both taking care of business, just like Newcastle's taking care of business here. Yeah. And Newcastle is 2 quarters away from clinching a spot in the playoffs. The big game in 4A tonight, we talked about it a little bit in pregame, Elk City and Weatherford. Huge game in 4A1. And right now it's the Elks on top of the Eagles, 14-7. At the half there. Yeah. That's a big game, Billy. That does affect the Racers because District 1 is who you face off in the first round. So if you're looking ahead and trying to project ahead about potential matchups, that's kind of a little bit of a hint in there where if they're at home, it's looking more likely that assuming that, and there's a lot of game left there, but if that score were to hold, if the Racers are at home, it's more likely that they'd see Weatherford if Elk City wins that game and go to Elk City, which is where they went last year, if they have to go on the road. Again, there's still a lot of game left there, but so a little peak there for Racer fans.
Well, and if you want to see Weatherford, you want to see Weatherford at the Castle. You don't want to see Weatherford out there. Yeah. And then we were talking about Elk City. That's just such a distance and a drive, and they got a good team out there. We've gone out there before where it wasn't real difficult, but it'd be a rough one this year going out there if we did that.
So about ready to start the second half here, Billy. Quick, I mean, they're up by 51 points, but what are you looking for here in the second half? Just kind of stay healthy and get out of here kind of at this point?
Yeah, just don't get any more people hurt. You're going to need them for the rest of the year. Play smart, understand your assignments, do your assignments, stay crisp, do well. I think that's probably about what you could say from here. I look forward to seeing some of the players we're going to see out there. There's still a little chip on the shoulder of these Racers wanting to play and keep scoring tonight. So that may be, something we see. I don't know.
Yeah, we saw Jackson Shanuel get banged up toward the end of that half, kind of hanging that shoulder. Expectation is that he will not return to this ball game. So obviously we don't know how long. We'll see what happens if he can get back in the game or, be all right to be back next week. Obviously they'd like to have him. I mean, that goes without saying.
Absolutely.
Still something to keep an eye on there moving in to next week. Already a lot of notable guys out. Trey Burchett out, obviously, tonight. Brady Rice out for the season. Carson Bolster's been out for the season for a while. So the Racers have had a hard time kind of avoiding that injury bug this year. Right. And so we'll see if they can get through the rest of this second half cleanly and get on to next week. Kickoff sponsors, we start the second half, is Auto Accessories Unlimited. Batchelder ready to tee it up and boot it off. Our third quarter sponsor is Heat and Air Guy. There's no AC unit, residential or commercial, that shall defeat the Heat and Air Guy. He's there to protect you from surprises. For all your heat and air needs, call him today at 405-305-5734. So Batchelder boots it off. We're away in the second half here from Racer Stadium. Remember, kicking off from way deep because of that celebration penalty muffed and fielded at the 20 and making some guys miss and getting out to about the 30. And that's where the Comets will start this second half. A little bit of a chippy first 24 minutes, so we'll see what happens in the second half. I think that there's some expectation that we might see a running clock in the second half, so this third and fourth quarters may zoom by a little bit.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a good kick. They've been having Dupler do the kickoffs here, and they had Batchelder come out there, of course, from the 25.
Yeah, they're backed up.
And to get them just to the 30, of course, he dropped it and had to pick it back up. That's a great kick.
What kind of cookies you get at halftime here? What are we working with here?
I got 17. I got to keep up my physique.
I had an M&M one. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I already ate that one.
Second half, Lenolo snap gets away from Hardiman. He'll get back and dive on it at the 20. See Elijah Green at the bottom. He kind of mimicked. He still ran his route, pretended like he caught a pass, like an air pass. That's funny.
Yeah, you got to like that. You got to love the game of football.
Well, it's got to be tough for a guy like Elijah Green, who's a very talented player. He's a senior, like we said, number 11 ranked player in Oklahoma, period, coming into the season and currently and going to the University of Tulsa. And he's on a team that's obviously struggling, having a rough season. Right. It's got to be tough to be that good, and you're not able to really have the team success.
Ooh.
Run up the middle here is for nothing. Back to the line of scrimmage.
That was a good one. Good hit. Came in. You heard the helmets all the way over here through the headphones. That was good. It looks like it was, can't see the numbers. That Scagnetti? Yeah, he came in. Yeah, you heard the pop.
So third down and a lot here coming up for the Comets. Newcastle obviously looking to be well on their way to their 7th win, and it'll be their 4th win in district. And a big game on the horizon next week. Racers and the Tuttle Tigers next Friday at Bill Hinkle Field. Very excited to get out there. Hardman fires, pass is caught by Bogey Ramirez. Bradford trying to get him down, and he does. Bogey obviously got some pretty good weight on TJ. He was just hanging on and then eventually able to sling him down and brings up 4th down.
Yeah, you could tell Bradford has a little pride when it comes to tackling. And he was not going to let the horse run out of his arms.
So 4th down and very long, and the Comets will punt it away. Rex Heskew back to do the honors for the Racers, who are finishing up the home slate this regular season with a bang tonight. Punt is away. A line drive. It'll be fielded by Heskew at the 44-yard line. Got some room up the middle. It's a nice return already. Heskew to the far side, and he will be wrangled down. Actually, a flag got to fly in. It didn't look like a face mask. Is that what it is? I didn't see a hand get up high, but I don't know what else would be. Horse collar, maybe? Is what Carson speculating?
What emotion was face mask. From looks over here, it looked like he grabbed it and wasn't letting go of it. Of course, he didn't twist it and grind it or anything.
Right.
But he wasn't going to let go either.
So the Racers, assuming that is what it is, are going to have it all the way up to about the 30 or inside the 30, depending on the spot.
Yeah, he motioned face mask right there, so that's going to move it up another, what would that be, to the 25, you said?
Yeah, so they'll be inside the 30-yard line, So the Racers set up on a short field. They have had just excellent starting field position basically the whole night. I mean, between good kickoff returns, backing Classen up way in their own end or at this punt out of their own side, just whatever the reason may be, they've had short fields a lot tonight. So it is still Jackson Burt. Can't imagine for real much longer. He'll go run up the middle here with Longman for a few. Caden Longman tonight has really essentially been T.J. Bradford's number 2 back. Obviously, the running backs have been really beat up. Burchett out, Rice out, obviously Bolster's been out. So Longman steps up as that number 2 guy with Bradford and doing some nice things in this game.
He has. He's about to, like I said, about the same height and weight and everything. Kind of gets right up there in the middle. You kind of lose him in the shuffle and can pop out the other side. Good and fast and just kind of real bouncy. So it's kind of hard to bring him in.
Under 9 minutes to play in the third. Here is Longman to the right side. Oh, big hit.
Ooh, great hit.
Flying in and laying the shot there for the Comets. I think that was Elijah Green himself making that play. Sets up a 3rd down and call it 4 right on that Trinity Restoration red zone.
Well, I thought that was going to go a lot farther. You got to give it to, you said it was Green that came in like
I believe so. These numbers are tough.
Right.
But I believe so.
The speed coming in and stopping that run because those blockers had a big old hole over there.
Third down coming up. 8:25 to go in the third. Man in motion is Lane, and he'll get it in the flat. This is Jalen Lane trying to make some guys miss. Oh, and he does. Look at that move. Jalen Lane all the way to the other side. Are you serious? Jalen Lane to the pylon, and he's in. Reggie Bush USC stuff from Jalen Lane. That was silly.
That was incredible. There were some broken ankles out there in yellow pants.
Oh, my goodness.
That was just great cuts going back. They over-pursued, and he made them pay for it on the other side, had some blockers out in front of him.
So Jalen Lane's got his second touchdown. That's another one for Burt, by the way. That's now 6 total for Jackson Burt, although that one was obviously a lot of Jalen Lane.
So if he's in your fantasy.
If you have a high school football fantasy league, Burt's racking them up.
That's right.
Extra point is good. 8:07 to go in the third. 64-6 Newcastle. Comets offense back on the field after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
Back at Racer Stadium, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier on the Oklahoma Sports Network. 8:07 to go in the third. Jalen Lane, 20-yard touchdown, and all of that essentially was after the catch. He's caught out in the flat, made guys miss, got all the way to the other side, and scored his second of the night and the 6th total for Jackson Burt. 3 passing, 2 rushing, and a pick 6. It's been quite the night for Jackson Burt. What are you looking for, Billy?
Well, I thought that was a second touchdown.
For Jalen, yeah, he had 20 yards and 25. Jordan had the one at the very beginning of the game.
Yeah. I think that's where I got confused. I was thinking the same one made all 3.
Yeah, Jordan got the very first one, and Jalen the last couple. Return here for the Comets. Nice hit. This is Underwood again, and running in and making a nice pop there. I believe that was our guy again. That was 41, Weston Morrison.
Yeah, Morrison.
He's
really
racking up the tackles on these kickoffs.
He's getting some hits in tonight, kind of making up for us not saying his name earlier in the season.
So 7:56 left. Comets will take over on their own 25. Newcastle, a win tonight, clinches a playoff spot, and it would take a whole heck of a lot to not win tonight at this point, obviously. And, making the playoffs is not a given. Coach Brickman has kind of got it to that point here for this program, but it's not a given. So to get back again, this program's in a good place.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Run here around the outside. This is Bogey Ramirez again. And he's not going to get much. Back to the line of scrimmage, maybe.
Yeah, he came in there. I don't know who the receiver or the defensive back on that end was. I can't see the numbers. And he came in and just took his legs out while somebody had a hold of his shoulder pads. Who was that, number 54?
So they're actually going to give him a yard on that.
That was Jordan Provence Thomas. Came in, a guy had him by the shoulder pads. It didn't look like he was going to reel in the horse, and he just came in, went under him, and took out his legs.
Yeah. Right, you just still have a pretty good amount of starters out there. You still see Heskew, both lanes, T.J. Bradford out there as well.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised to see that. I thought we'd see some other numbers, up this much, but
and like we said, striking that balance. This is your last chance to do anything you want to try, work out any last kinks you may have for Tuttle next weekend, and then Bethany after that. Incomplete pass, and the playoffs after that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's only biggins the rest of the way after tonight.
Yes, it's obvious they weren't looking ahead to next week, so that's a good sign. Didn't get snuck up on. You don't see them playing bad football. But, yeah, they're going to have to really hone it in next week. I just keep thinking, if we can beat Tuttle and move up into that second-place spot, then we got to beat Bethany right on the heels of that. And of course, you'd think they'd take the victory over Tuttle into that game is what you're hoping.
Yeah, we talked about after the Blanchard game, any concern or possibility of maybe that game lingering a little bit. And the disappointment of it. And so to just kind of light it up the last 3 weeks the way they have says a lot about where the team is, and this is going to get picked off. Jalen Lane got back on that. Yeah. A fantastic play on the football and intercepted. Jalen Lane, third interception of the night for the Racers. Heskew had one, Burt the pick six, and then Jalen Lane right there. He's putting together quite the night. 2 touchdowns and an interception now.
He is. I mean, he is doing a great job. And right there, he just read the quarterback's eyes and face mask, saw what he was doing, came back in the right spot. A little underthrown, but just moved right back in that spot and took it away.
I'll tell you what, and we're not going to get there because they're going to continue to milk that clock a little, and Newcastle's not going to be in any big hurries. We see Caden Longman taking over at quarterback, but Newcastle could get to triple digits tonight if they wanted. I mean, it's been that kind of night. We're up the middle here and gaining some yardage.
I
think it was Ruben Rendon Zamora on the carry, number 25, getting in and getting some action. Junior running back with Longman now your quarterback.
Yeah, and he's not one of those kind of bouncy like we see in Bradford or in Cademan. He's one that just you're going to have to stop him, and he's going to hit you, and you're going to hit him and see who wins.
So Caden Longman, sophomore signal caller, is in at the QB spot. Jackson Bird probably done. There's Longman. This is what he does. He's got speed. And runs that one right up the gut down to about the 30. Nice run by Caden Longman. And Newcastle on the move again here, trying to put up some more points.
Well, you got to give it to the offensive line. They really cleared him out. He was 10 yards down the field before anybody even knew where he was, I think. Just they're opening it up and getting their blocks and manhandling the defensive line.
And obviously Longman can throw the ball. I mean, we've seen it. He's got a good arm. He's very accurate, but his speed is so noticeable, especially from the quarterback spot. He can really fly. Here's Ruben running hard for about 5 or 6. It didn't look like there was really much there at all, but he just kept banging his way through.
Well, he is. He's one of them battering rams. You know, you heard me say this about Jaron Webb last week. He's got muscles from knee to neck, you know, and just will keep going.
Maybe even below knee.
That's true.
Feet muscles.
You can see it right there kind of on camera probably. He's like a small refrigerator running right at you.
4:18 to go in the third, and there's a penalty. First time tonight having a man jump. Really hasn't been that many penalties tonight. I mean, just kind of a few on each side. Not, you know, you want to see none, obviously, but overall not that many.
Right, yeah. In fact, most of the penalties we've seen tonight have been kind of emotionally driven. We're saying, and this is for both sides, not just racers, but.
So the penalty moves him to the 19-yard line into that Trinity Restoration red zone once more. 1st and 10. Longman will fire out, and the flat pass is off the hands, incomplete. Intended for Corey Jones, sophomore receiver. So getting some different guys in there and getting some looks. Missed that one, though.
And he'll get past that one. That was one of those ones you want to look downfield, see what you got, who's coming at you. And he just looked a split second too early and didn't watch the ball into his hands.
Clock stops at 3:40 to go in the third. Longman takes it. Faked the handoff, but then he lost it. Picked it back up off a bounce. And he'll take off and be slung to the ground for a short pickup. That was interesting play. The handoff was mishandled, then it just bounced back up to him, and then he ran for a couple.
Yeah, that was an interesting tackle as well. It was like just quick hands and then feet went in the air. I didn't even see what he grabbed onto.
So third down and call it 8.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Got to get to just inside the 10-yard line. They're at about the 17.5-ish. Under 3 minutes to play in the third. Newcastle well on their way to a blowout win tonight. Timeout taken here by the Racers. Newcastle sideline wants to talk it over. We'll go ahead and take the timeout with them. 2:48 to play. Newcastle up big at Racer Stadium, 64-6 on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
So that's Will, and that's Tim. And the farm has been in the family now how long, Tim?
100 years or so.
You stopped counting?
Yes.
The idea that 1.5% of this country is feeding 330 million people 3 times a day.
You shut down a lot of oil and gas, you shut down a lot of U.S. ag. All of a sudden, we start paying a lot more for food, and there's a lot more hungry people all over the world.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Back to the Racer Stadium. Handoff up the middle. This is Longman actually keeping it, running hard, spinning down.
That's it.
And they're going to say he's down at the 1. Right as we're coming back there. Man, he is just, when he gets going, he is a blur.
Yes.
Just a blur.
Just jets up the middle. The defenders are standing still, grabbing him. If you're not set for him to come at you, he's going to drag you with him regardless of how big you are.
So 1st and goal at the 1. See who can get this tutty and get them to that 70 plateau.
Wonder 25 will just hammer it in.
Longman actually keeps it. Did he get there? No, they're going to say they kept him short. So the Comets buckle down and get a stop. It'll be 2nd and goal.
I would think if you just gave it to Ruben right here, I think he'd have a hard time being stopped.
Yeah.
Just going right down there. There's just no handle on him. You know, some of these running backs, even T.J. Bradford, you think kind of like there's a handle where you can get a hold of him. He just ducks down, and he's just like that bowling ball.
You know what we'd really like to see? Heavy J.
Heavy J.
We need a Heavy J goal line package.
I haven't seen him tonight.
Not really, you're right. There is Ruben Rendon some more running hard. They might have stopped him. They did. Wow, look at the Comets buckling down here. 2 stops at the 1, and now it's going to be 3rd and goal.
Wow.
This is not going to please you if you're Coach Brickman in the Racers. You're winning this game by almost 60 points, but if you get stopped at the 1 here, that'll stick in your craw. So
big time. And that'll be some momentum, see what Classen would try and do with that.
3rd and goal, Newcastle.
So now 3rd and goal. Do they try to just run it again, or do they get Longman out in space with his speed? We'll see what they dial up. Longman takes the snap. He will go to Ruben, and this time he walks in. Ruben Rendon Zamora. This junior running back punches it in, and the Racers have dropped a 70-piece.
And I got to give that one to Antonio Brown. He had 2 guys out there on him and just got a block on one of them and in the way of the other guy, and they just could not get in there to stop Ruben. And so that was a great job by him out there blocking and doing a good job on that. So another touchdown.
Why not?
And Ruben, that's his first. So excited for him.
Spot down, extra point is up. And through, smacking off the field house. And with exactly 1 minute to play in the 3rd, it is 71-6 Newcastle.
Come on, Batchelder. Put it up on top. My goodness. How disappointing.
Yeah, Batchelder, I mean, it's not going to get any headlines, but he is that's 9 for 9 on extra points because they went for 2 on the first one. So, yeah, 9 for 9 on extra points.
Well, I'll tell you, on the year, I think was he missed 2 all season?
I don't know. It doesn't feel like, extra points doesn't feel like many.
Right.
Yeah. We just don't. We talk about it throughout the season, but there's just the number of teams that you've seen Newcastle play in all the years that we've been doing this that have a reliable kicker is really low.
Yes.
So the fact that Newcastle has got somebody they can turn to and feel good about, and that's something they'll have to figure out going to next year. Obviously, Batchelder, one of these seniors, but what a luxury that's been.
Oh, yeah.
For Newcastle.
Been incredible. You know, we've seen a couple of teams that stopped kicking point after us because
pretty much,
of it.
yeah.
So
or they just, they get down inside the 15, and it's like we
got to
just go for it no matter what.
So I love it. I think I was talking to Gene before the game. I think his longest was around 43 yards. You know, you think about how far that is.
And he can
for a
make
high
it.
school.
Yeah, that is a long kick, and he could do one further if if presented the opportunity.
That's over halfway up the verticals.
So Doppler will do the honors on the kickoff again. He's been doing most of them tonight. Once again, Underwood will get back and field it. Takes it all the way to the far side, trying to get around the corner. Another solid return from Underwood. He's done most of the time tonight.
Yeah, he's probably been the best one back there, getting him some distance and space right there. I'm really surprised they haven't gone to him a whole lot more on the offense.
Yeah, he was really a lot of it early, but kind of as it's gone on, they've kind of gotten away from him a little bit, which the last several drives, they just haven't really been able to get anything going at all. They had that one drive in the second quarter with Hardiman where they really seemed to find a rhythm, got down, got in the end zone. But other than that, it's been hard-pressed to move it at all.
Well, and I guess you got to give it to the defense. They get back in there, and they're confusing and messing with the quarterback. They're getting into the backfield every time. Kind of wonder what you can do against that.
So 1st and 10 at the 35 for Hardeman in this Comets offense. Handoff because Ramirez won't go for much. Actually, Elijah Green, I think, back doing the quarterback. He started this game at quarterback, and he's back there again now.
Well, that's a great tackle there by 74 Pratt. He's just a sophomore. Good-sized guy getting back in there, getting behind his block.
He was pumping up his sideline saying, heck yeah.
He felt good.
You saw that. You all saw it. 20 seconds to play in the third. They do have to snap it again before the end of the quarter.
They're taking their time, that's for sure.
Yeah, they can't run it down. The play clock is a little bit ahead of the game clock, so they got to snap it again. And they're going to get a delay game here. Yeah, delay game. They may have just let the quarter end.
That looks like
that is the definition of saying it's a 65-point game.
Mercy.
All right, third quarter's in the books. Newcastle 71, Classen SAS 6. Timeout on the field. Break here. We'll be back for the fourth quarter next here on OSN.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
Back to Racer Stadium. Josh Calloway, Billy Collier, Carson Wade on the production, Uriah Martinez up top. All Newcastle tonight, 71-6. Thank our fourth quarter sponsors. We get back to it. OEC, the Oklahoma Electric Cooperative, taking high-speed fiber where no one else will. No contracts, no fees, just a good connection. Bringing you the power of high-speed fiber services to your door. Check them out at oecfiber.com. So 2nd and 10 for the Classen SAS Comets as we start the fourth quarter. Going to throw it deep down the middle of the field. Had a man, but fall harmlessly to the turf. Incomplete pass was intended there for Mecca Okwego.
Yeah, I think if he'd had that up by his numbers, I would have gotten quite a bit of distance. They're getting back there. One of the things I got to say, this offensive line is getting into the backfield so fast. Just watch on this play, you'll see the black helmets get behind the blue helmets.
So 3rd and 10 after the incomplete pass as we start this fourth quarter. Pressure again, you're right. And taking off, this is Elijah Green in space.
Oh, wow.
This is what he can do. This is a D1 athlete, folks. Elijah Green is loose down the sideline, using his speed. Down the sideline, Elijah Green, all the way, touchdown Comets.
Wow.
That was a sparkler, 65 yards.
Yeah, that was a great run. Oh, he's just sitting down. He just scored his touchdown, then sat down in the end zone. So great run, great cutback. That's something I think Newcastle have to look at. If you'll notice, there were about 8 of the players on this side of the halfway mark across the field. And so when he cut back the other way, there's only about 1 or 2, maybe 3 guys that could stop him.
Well, what do we say right off the top of this game, the broadcast and the pregame show? If they want to have any shot tonight, now they're down by a million points, is fake here. They're going to snap right to the kicker, wide open, nobody there, caught. Elijah Green on the 2-point conversion. They snapped it right to the kicker, who threw it to the end zone, and Green caught the 2-point, makes it 71-14 with 11:28 to go. But what we said right at the top was they want to have any shot to get in this game, they got to get their guys in space, specifically Elijah Green. They really haven't been able to do it, but they did right there, and you saw what he can do in the open field.
Right, and I have a feeling that's not the last of that we're going to see. I know we're in the fourth. They're letting that clock run. But I don't think that's going to be the last we'll see of Elijah Green. I say that, then I look over and the clock's not moving.
11:28 to go. It's stuck after the moment. Racers will get the football back. Green, a Tulsa Golden Hurricane commit.
I'm excited to see how he does at Tulsa. I kind of keep an eye on them a little bit and see how they play.
Yeah.
I know you do too.
For sure. And Tulsa, you know, they've done a good job in Oklahoma as a program under Brent Venables. Done a far, far better job than the previous regime at recruiting in the state. They actually just got Devin Jordan from Union today committed to the Sooners.
Oh, wow.
But Tulsa has also, under Kevin Wilson, put a little bit more of an emphasis on, you know, there's no reason that Tulsa shouldn't clean up with the Oklahoma kids, the ones that are just beneath being the guys that OU and Oklahoma State can, like, Tulsa should dominate the rest of that. And they've done a better job of that recently. Obviously, some Presleys from, Braylon Presley from Bixby went over there, and there's a million other examples. So getting the Elijah Greens are exactly what Tulsa needs to do, and they'll be just fine down the road.
Exactly.
There's a lot of really good high school football players in Oklahoma.
100% agree with you, man.
So the Comets will boot it away. Racers will get it back 71-14. In this senior night final home game of the regular season for Newcastle. They'll head to make the short trip to Tuttle next Friday. Very excited for that one.
There's only 10 on the field. Okay, there we go.
A
There's
lot of
11.
attention. Yep, and they got their 11th guy out there just in time. They only have about 20 guys on the roster.
Yeah.
Return by Longman
wow.
down the seam. Caden Longman, he's got the burners. Caden Longman. Bye! Touchdown, Newcastle.
Wow.
Why not? We've had a pick six and a million other things tonight. Why not a kickoff return? Why not?
Why not?
My goodness.
This is one of those nights. I think if Kason Troutman was here, his camera would still be running. Just lots of
He would run out of
video.
memory card space tonight.
Absolutely. I was going to say run out of film, if that tells you how old I am.
The SD card to be out of room.
Man, great job.
My
Great
goodness.
speed.
Troutman runs it, or Troutman, yeah. Longman. Kason Troutman, Caden Longman. There's some similarities there.
There you go.
Longman runs it back on the kickoff return. Once he got a little bit of room, it felt like trouble for the Comets. He's got so much speed. And he takes it all the way back. Spot down from Dupler. Usually Longman does the holding, but they have Dupler do it after Longman ran that kick. Batchelder boots it through, and it's now 78-14 Newcastle. Billy, this is you and I's fourth season on OSN doing Newcastle Racers football. I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think we've seen them have a higher point total than this. This is 70. This is high. They definitely have never hit 80. If they get to 80, then that is definitely a high. I'm curious what the program high is.
Well,
I'm getting close.
That I wouldn't know. I know back in the late 80s, early 90s, they had a lot of success. They were the team in the Tri-City to beat. They won their state championship in 92. But I know since we've been doing it, be honest with you, I'll take it a step farther. I don't know that we've watched such a dominating team in our 4 years as we're seeing tonight.
Yeah, the only thing I can compare it to last year, whenever I think it was when Bridge Creek came here, it got really out of hand. Kind of like this, but you're right. I mean, 78 with still 11 minutes to go. I mean, good grief. It's been, there's some breeze. It's been quite the show tonight for Newcastle.
It has. And I don't know that if they went on offense, if they'd have scored real fast. But doing it on a special teams, you don't want to tell him not to run.
You can't really ask for much more going into your biggest game of the season next week. That's for sure.
Yeah, we got Lexi Sweats out here kicking, number 11.
Female kicker for the Racers, doing the honors. Boots it down, pins it just inside the 30. A big hit there. That was Longman making that hit. Came and laid the boom there on Jayon House, who we haven't really heard from a lot from tonight for the Comets.
No, we haven't. Yeah, that's one of the things, I talked about, seeing the fight and things. And I know Underwood's a senior, but to get some of these guys worked up and to change that mindset and get to playing, they need a few more horses. They get a few more horses, I think you'll see a difference with them, and it just takes time. You can't do that quick.
So 1st and 10 on the 31. The Comets take over. Down by 64. Green at quarterback after he had that electrifying run a moment ago. He's going to go ahead and fire deep looking for Underwood. He goes up and catches it. What a catch by Underwood, and he slung down inside the 35. And look, Aaron Underwood, great play. We mentioned, this is another thing we mentioned in the pregame. Classen they don't have a lot of, beef on the offensive line. They're going to be undermanned, but they've got speed at the talent, at the skill positions. We talked about that in pregame, and you're seeing a little bit of that here in the 4th.
They've got some playmakers.
They do.
And so you see them going out.
Green's going to fire to the end zone here, looking for Underwood again, and he missed him.
That's a good arm right there.
I appreciate the approach right now. It's just throwing it around the yard, trying to make plays. I dig it.
It's turned into street ball.
It is. It is.
I wish I could say I played at this level at all, but no, mine was street ball. And that's what it's turned into. They're running and slinging it. You run, 10 feet and turn this way. He had 3 receivers he could have thrown it to right there.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd and 10 at the 31-yard line. 10:37 to go in this one. Underwood huffing and puffing. He runs right back the line, ready to go again. He had that deep catch, went deep there. He was the last guy to get back and set up. Green looking for somewhere to go with it. He's going to take off up the middle, and he slung down. Nicely done there. Making the initial contact was 81 Thomas Barbie. He was the one who got that really didn't let him get that head of steam going.
Right. Well, he's a freshman out there. Freshman out there doing that, cutting out the legs there. Can't run without feet. So that was a good job. That's the first time we've said that name.
Yeah, youngster for this Racer team. Seeing a lot of future stars probably on the field right now for Newcastle as we move into the final 10 minutes. Green takes a snap. He's going to take off. Bops outside. Now he's going to go ahead and fire. Got a man, and it's caught. Inside the 15, inside the 10, all the way to the goal line, and he's in. Touchdown, Comets. The touchdown pass there to Braylon Taylor. And back-to-back touchdown drives for Classen SAS, finding a little bit of a rhythm offensively here.
Well, and that's what I enjoy seeing. They don't just go, okay, let's get the game done. They're out there fighting. That was a great pass. He didn't get lined up, didn't get his feet down, was able to put that on a rope right there to, who'd you say that was? Braylon Taylor.
Yeah.
So that was a great job and a great throw. They're going to keep on, and you see some of the younger guys learning what it's like to play here in 4A.
So back-to-back touchdown drives, and the Comets suddenly have 20 points on the board. With an extra point still to come here from Tyshawn Rogers, number 13. Well, that was some trickeration. That was weird. It went through. Went through.
If you haven't been out here to Newcastle, the band is right on the other side of the goalpost, and you heard a tromboner screaming right there as the ball was coming down right at him. So I think they appreciate Mr. Batchelder putting it up so high.
Yeah, right. So 9:39 left. Classen scores. Racers will get the football back. We'll see if Longman can do it again on the kickoff return.
I'll tell you what, the way they're scoring and the way they're playing, you may just want to run it out. Just put some rushing
I'm sure
out
that there will be some keep the ball on the ground, try to work, go ahead and try to melt this away, get on out of here with 9:39 left. We thank you so much again. Everybody who's tuned in tonight. A fun season on OSN. We still got some meat on the bones, certainly, with a couple of huge games the next 2 weeks, and then the playoffs coming up in 3 weeks.
Well, and you know what? We say, let's try and get some offense going, but you don't coach a kid like Longman to say, okay, it's open, you can get to the end zone, sit down.
All right, and we mentioned it just now. A lot of these younger guys in there, this is their chance to get in and get some run in a varsity game. You're gonna wanna make plays and make things happen. Little pooch kick here, and it's booted on the ground, and the Comets got it back.
Wow, That's
So
not what you want to see as a Newcastle
the kickoff
coach.
mishandled and put on the turf, and the Comets come up with it. So playing some younger players, something you might expect to see some mishaps.
Oh, yeah. You just know the coach was over here waiting to talk to him. But, not what you wanted to see.
No. So Classen gets it back on the 36-yard line. Comets are still
Wow.
battling to the final whistle here, and they're putting together quite an effort. Obviously, they're still well behind, but fighting back. 1st and 10 for Elijah Green in this offense. Green will take off in the middle. There he goes again. Elijah Green, very speedy and dynamic. Juke moves everywhere. He's down inside the 20.
That was a good job. That time you saw the Newcastle Racers stay in their place. Guys able to wrap him up from behind and pull him down real quick.
It's so strange because the only drive tonight that Classen moved the ball really at all was when Carlos Hardiman was in the game, and they were kind of running the ball, doing a little dink and dunks. And just now in the last few drives, they've got Elijah Green back in there and just basically told him, go make plays. And it's been their most effective offense. You have a guy like Green that kind of just, like you said, kind of just street ball, just run around and see if you can make something happen, and it's working right now.
Yeah, and this is his kind of football. I saw a video. He likes running out of the pocket.
He's going to fire to the end zone here. This will be knocked away.
Good D.
That was a nice play. Initially out of the hand, I thought that was going to be out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah, that was excellent D over there.
But all of a sudden, I think that was a Quago, ended up getting underneath it. But nice job breaking that up. 2nd down. 8:41 left.
Well, and they're still playing kind of that zone backfield. You're kind of seeing that. It kind of scared me there on that last one because you had a couple of guys that were open. Unfortunately, he just didn't see them.
2nd and 10. Green back to pass, rolls out to his left. Now he'll take off. He's going to flip it out there. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Make a guy miss. That's Underwood battling the goal line.
He got in.
And he's in. Touchdown, Underwood. All of a sudden, the Comets' offense has exploded here in the 4th quarter. 3 touchdowns in under 4 minutes.
Wow. They're showing that. And, again, I know they're going against some of the newer guys, some of the younger guys. I get that. But I'm surprised at how Underwood has been open most of the night, and it just seems like they didn't have the time to go to him.
More trickeration on the extra point. It's the same play we saw earlier, and it works again. Caught by Elijah Green on the direct snap to the kicker, Rogers. Throws it to his man and gets the 2-point. So with 8:13 to go, it's now 78-29.
Yeah, I wonder, as a coach, are you okay with this? I mean, there's 8:13 left in the game. Do you keep those guys out there, or is this a time where you start going, okay, we probably need to half and half?
Yeah.
What would you do?
It's tough. I mean, you are up 49 points still, but it is definitely not the way you wanted to end this game. I mean, it was 71-6 at the end of the 3rd. We're at 8:13 in the 4th. We've had 4 touchdowns in this quarter. We're not even 4 minutes into it. We've had a lot of touchdowns tonight. How many total touchdowns have we had in this game? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 total touchdowns in this game.
Is this OU against Texas Tech back in, 2013?
2016,
yeah,
Baker and
like
Pat Mahomes?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. A lot of points. The Racer Stadium scoreboard is getting a workout tonight, that's for sure. It's a good thing we're not at Bridge Creek.
Boy, that's a truth.
We'd be like, what's the score?
Yeah. Well, sadly, it would have been accurate. 88 to
right. 88-99. 8:13 left, so they'll kick it away again. This has been an eventful 4th quarter.
Very.
To say the least. 4 touchdowns. A little chip shot kick, and there we go. The kick was fielded by Garrett Pratt, sophomore lineman, and he just laid down on it.
I tell you what, a lineman catching
that.
it,
That was
man.
funny.
That was good. A lineman, he was like, oh, okay, let me pancake
Let me
the
just
football.
get down, yeah.
He pancakes players. That time he pancaked the leather.
So starting on their own 47. Looks like we've got
Is that Deuce?
Another quarterback in. It looks like we're going to go number 18, which is Day Simmons in at quarterback. He is a freshman signal caller in there. And the Comets have to burn a timeout here. They had a late guy running off and are then forced to
I believe
use
they
a timeout.
I believe they call Davian Deuce.
I like that.
So a lot of times you'll hear them say Deuce Simmons. So
I
he's
dig it.
pretty good. He's a speedy guy as well. He's somebody who can run fast and get through holes pretty fast. Let's see what they ask him to do here.
With 8:12 to go. What are you laughing at?
Because it was 8:13 forever, and now it's 8:12 forever.
Oh, man. We are not flying to the end of this
No.
one, but hey, it's great weather.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
We're at Racer Stadium for the last time this year, barring playoffs.
And the fans
Where are
are
we
still
going?
here. You
Yeah,
know?
right.
You're looking around; they're still there. The
Thinned out a little, but still a lot of people here hanging out on a Friday night.
students are over there. They had elderly night.
Some impressive costumes.
It is.
Some
It is.
people went all out.
Sadly, some of them that I know said I did not need to dress up.
You're fitting into the theme without
Fitting
trying.
in, that's right. I told them they're talking too loud. Keep it down.
Stop all that racket.
That's right, whippersnappers.
Back to it. Simmons hands it off here, running up the middle and getting
Wow.
loose, breaking tackles, and off to the races. This is Colton Bradley, tackled inside the 20.
Wow.
Another youngster, a sophomore, Bradley, and back into that Trinity Restoration red zone again.
Yeah, he's somebody. He had a game. I think it may have been Woodward when we were playing all the different guys. He came in, did real good job. He's a hard runner, tall guy. You can see him there. Hard to bring down.
7:39 and counting to go. Racers want that 80 spot.
Well, and these guys, you know, they're not going to stop on the way. They're going to Mahomes.
They got 7.5 minutes to go. They got time to
right.
think about 90.
Yeah.
Not to get ahead of ourselves, but
Oh.
that's a false start. Couple of guys moved early there.
Well, I think that's the first false start, maybe second that we've seen. Haven't seen too much of those this season.
Right. No, without question, the one that's bit the Racers the most has been holding on, specifically on big plays. It seems to happen a lot, which those things go hand in hand. Holding obviously helps you create big plays, but
right. Well, and
that's been the bugaboo this year.
And trying to come to the defensive lineman, you got them running all over the place.
Simmons fires out, and the flat pass is caught, but immediately tackled there is Corey Jones, as I think that was Taylor for the comments that got on him quickly.
Yeah, and that was impressive. Taylor could have just emptied his pockets right there, just kind of made sure he went down. That's a smart play by Taylor.
6.5 to go and counting. On this senior night, final home game of the regular season for the Racers. They'll finish the year 4-1 at home in this regular season. That the lone loss of the season to Blanchard Lions. Up the middle and buried. Bogey Ramirez catching Bradley here for maybe a loss of another yard or so. Third down and real long now.
Yeah, number 22 became a 3D movie right there, man. He just right into him.
Third and they're on the 27 and got to get to about the 8.
Well, they're the 7.
So about 3rd and 19 or 3rd and 20 maybe even.
Something like that. Holy cow.
Past the midway point of the fourth quarter.
Let's see what they pull out here. They may just run it safe.
Simmons handoff. Bradley bottled up again. Ramirez pile drives him to the turf. And now you got 4th down at the 30-yard line. Do they let Batchelder really try to boot one, or do they just punt it?
Oh, I don't know. That'd be awesome if they did.
I would love it.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Batchelder doesn't seem like he's getting off the sideline, though.
No, And you got to give it to Bogey Ramirez. He's in the backfield by the time the handoff goes.
So 4th down and
Forever.
22-23. Fake the handoff. They're going to let Simmons throw it deep, and he's got pressure in the pocket, but he escapes But now he won't escape, and he's going to be wrangled down to the ground. There's Bogey Ramirez again.
Wow.
Having a heck of a fourth quarter defensively is Bogey Ramirez. So they get the fourth down stop. Comets will get back on offense with 4:40 and counting. Clock just running right through this break with the game obviously well in hand. No chance to even affect the point differential really at this point.
No.
So just trying to get on out of here, make sure everybody stays healthy, and on to the big one next Friday. And that was, we talk about it several times. It was just after the Blanchard game, it was stay focused, work out the kinks before the Tuttle game a month from now at the time. And they've done that. 3 big wins, a couple of road wins, and now it's all out in front of you. Newcastle Tuttle next Friday night. Going to be a fun one. Green off the low snap will take off, using that speed again. And he's just, look at how easily he moves around inside the 40. He's got a start and stop ability that's a lot of fun to watch. He can really go.
Just on a dime. I'm not even holding a camera. I don't know how Uriah does it. My eyes keep going when he stops. So he's is he a senior?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, he'll be off to Tulsa next year.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. He'll be a Golden Hurricane. This time next year, he'll be a Golden Hurricane. Green back to pass. He'll take off again around the left side. He's going to fire deep, and he's going to overshoot his man. Incomplete. Brings up second down.
That's really something, man, both him and Hardiman. You got to watch that. You think they're going to run, and you sell out for that run. All of a sudden, they're chunking it over your head.
And Green, a reminder, people may have tuned in late. He is not a quarterback.
Yeah.
He's going to Tulsa as a defensive back, mainly known as a wide receiver DB type. But they've been putting him at QB tonight, just kind of letting him try to make plays. And he's got a pretty good arm for a guy that's not his natural position.
Well, and at this level, I think you see that quite a bit. You put it in the hands of your playmakers and your best players.
Yeah. He's a do whatever you need me, coach.
That's right.
Guy. Been a lot of fun to watch him in person tonight for sure. Green will take off with it up the middle. He'll fire. Pass high and picked off. Intercepted. 4th of the night for the Racers defense. This one pulled in by number 19. That's Ryder Jones, Jr. coming up and picking that one off. Heskew, Burt, Bradford, and now Jones. 4 picks tonight for the Racer defense.
Well, that was really a good sign for the defense. That was just one of those that kind of got away from him. He didn't take a little momentum off of it. He was running forward and threw it and just had a little extra oomph on it, I think.
So 3:25 left. Racers get it back. Imagine they'll be very conservative here and just try to work that clock and get on out of here. Stick with us after the game. Billy and I will wrap things up from Racer Stadium. We'll give out our Decision Realty Player of the Game award, and we'll also look ahead to next week's massive matchup between Newcastle and Tuttle. Low snap, Longman just had to ditch it to save the play there. As several white jerseys were swarming him.
Yeah. Threw it to the stadium ramp over there.
We'll be there next Friday, Bill Hinkle Field. We've been there for, I think this will be, is this our 3rd time going out there, or
it is.
4th? It's been at least twice. I think maybe 3 times.
Well, I know we went in the regular season.
Well, in 2020, we went
playoffs.
twice. Didn't we go twice that year because of the playoffs?
And then I think I missed it one year when you were with Gene, didn't I?
I don't recall that.
No, you're with Ryan.
No, that was Bethany.
That was Bethany, okay.
Yeah, that was Bethany. Yeah, you've never been to Bethany. You've never been to SNU, which
No.
is kind of and crazy that we're in year 4 and you've never been to Bethany, just the way it's worked out. We're up the middle here. Longman wrapped up.
I'm trying to see it. Look, I can't tell if it's a 6 or an 8 on him. I heard the announcer call out Ashton.
Yeah, good call. Our producer, Carson Way, saving me here. Ashton Schumard is in at quarterback. You're right. It's 6, not 8. So
So they're having their what's that? That'd be their 5th. Well, no, 4th tonight. 4th quarterback tonight. Because you had
5th.
You had Burt. You had Longman.
We saw Shanuel.
Oh, that's right. We did see Shanuel.
Yeah. Simmons and now Schumard.
Wow.
Schumard just never-ending train of Schumards in here. We're up the middle here for a loss of a couple. I don't see Racers just working that clock. We're down to the final 90 seconds. from the Castle, from Gene Reed Field. Here comes our guy Heavy J into the game for
There
this
you go.
punt. He always catches my eye.
Oh, yeah.
He has a way of me eyes lock in on him whenever he comes out.
But, you know, I've told you before, you see the players outside their pads, and you're like, wow, they're not that big. That's not true with Jaron Webb or Heavy J. He looks bigger outside of his pads, the same as Shaniel.
You're giving the pads too much credit when he's in the pads. Like, no, that's a lot of him.
I don't think he's wearing pads unless it's under his skin or something.
He wouldn't need to. It just wasn't the rules. He would do it as a need to.
Oh, good kick.
Punts away here. Burt came in to do that punt. And it will roll down at the 33-yard line with 52, 51, 50 seconds left. A couple extra ticks there. Well, if this is it, we hope it's not. Obviously, the Racers got a couple more games to try and make it to where we come back here. But if this is it, great year at Racer Stadium.
Yes.
First year under new management.
That's right.
New athletic director,
Yep.
Mr. Hodgins.
Brent Hodges.
Hodges did a great job this year. Obviously, new era. And always fun doing here. And obviously, Newcastle's very accommodating, helps OSN a lot to do these games here. And so if this is it for the season, a thank you to Hodges and everybody here at Newcastle helps us get these games off. As Green bobbing around, we have a flag behind the play. It's going to bring this back, I think.
I think so. I think he jumped on a guy that was on the ground already.
Shout out Luigi's for feeding us a lot of this season.
Absolutely. In
That's
fact,
right. You do the coaches show on Tuesdays.
Catch that coaches show. You know what we're going to be talking a lot about.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
You guys,
talking about
you and
Tuttle.
Gene have made that a must-see thing if you're a Newcastle Racer fan or live in this community for sure. So,
and the crowd's loving it. They get out there, they're clapping, they're eating. We're all eating and having
it's a
fun.
party. It's a party.
It is.
And yeah, this one ahead of the Tuttle game will be a fun one. You plan to keep it going to the playoffs, as far as you know?
Yes. From what I understand, we're going to do it until after the last game. So after we beat Blanchard in the state championship, we'll have our last coaches show.
On that next Tuesday.
That's right.
Awesome.
So
Cool. So yeah, tune in Tuesday night. And again, if you missed the show or can't get out there, it's on demand. Everything on Oklahoma Sports Net doesn't go anywhere. You can go on the app. Everything that's broadcasted is still there on demand later. It's one of the great things about OSN. As Green bounces outside, he is so elusive.
It's just
It's
amazing.
like Randall Cunningham.
It's amazing how they can get
Look
so
at the
close to him.
moves. Eventually tackled past the 40. He had to have broken 7 tackles on that. That was outrageous.
He's like a ghost. I mean, you see the hands go through him, and that just don't bring him down. He had 2 guys in the backfield with their hands on him, and they couldn't stop him.
Clock ticking down. We got 5 seconds. Time for one more play. If they can get it, they will. Green, last play of the night here at Racer Stadium. Green rolls out to his left, looking for somewhere to go with it. And he slips and falls. Bit of an anticlimactic way for it to end as he slips and goes down. And that's it. The Newcastle Racers dominate Classen. The Comets get some fourth-quarter touchdowns, make it look a little better, but even so, a 49-point win, a romping at home. And the Racers go to 7-1, 4-1 in district play, and now all eyes turned to Newcastle Tuttle next Friday night at Bill Hinkle Field. We'll take one last timeout here from Racer Stadium. We'll come back. Bill and I will wrap it all up. We'll give out our Alcision Realty Player of the Game Award, and we'll look ahead to that heavyweight fight between the Racers and the Tigers next Friday night. Post-game show next right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
So that's Will, and that's Tim. And the farm has been in the family now how long, Tim?
100 years or so.
You stopped counting?
Yes.
The idea that 1.5% of this country is feeding 330 million people 3 times a day.
You shut down a lot of oil and gas, you shut down a lot of U.S. ag. All of a sudden, we start paying a lot more for food, and there's a lot more hungry people all over the world.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Back at Racer Stadium, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier wrapping things up here from the Newcastle Gene Reed Field for the final time this regular season. Billy, obviously not a whole lot to say here. Newcastle dominates. They were up by 65 points going to the fourth quarter. Commonwealth's got some garbage time scores there to make it look a little better. But again, even so, a 49-point win. Not a whole lot much more you could ask for going into the biggest game of the season next week.
That's right. They did what they're supposed to do. They played. They did things that they knew they could do, did them well. Only 2 holding penalties all night.
Yeah.
That was a real good. That was something I wanted to see cut down on. They played real good. I don't know that they really let off the gas, but let some other players get some jobs. I'll tell you what, I'm excited for the future of Newcastle as well as right now. But now you've done this. You've won this game. You did what you're supposed to do. Now the focus goes to next week. What are you going to do next week? How are you going to face Tuttle, and how are you going to stand toe-to-toe with them? Now becomes the thought process in a lot of these guys.
Absolutely excited for that game. We'll talk about that one a little more in just a second. But first, let's do our Elcision Realty Player of the Game Award. Boomer and Tiffany Elcision of the Tiffany team are your local realtors with Prime Realty. Go Racers. I think this one's obvious. Jackson Burt tonight.
Very much.
3 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, and a pick 6 on his senior night. So we've really enjoyed watching Jackson Burt the last several years. He's been the starting quarterback for 3 full seasons now. And obviously tonight, I mean, what a way. If this was his last home game, which we'll see if they get another home game, but if this was, not a bad way to go out.
Not
6 touchdowns and a defensive score. Huge night for Jackson Burt, and a lot of confidence for him going into the Tuttle game.
Absolutely, and he played excellent.
Yeah, he was
played
great.
Even in supporting roles, blocking and doing all the things that he could do. It was a great night for him. Just an excellent game.
Jackson Burt, obviously against Blanchard, probably didn't play the way he wanted to.
Right.
He's played a lot better here as of late. Huge game tonight. We'll see if he can ride that into a matchup with Tuttle next week, and that's where we'll finish. Looking ahead to next week, Billy. The Tuttle Tigers, we've been talking about this game for weeks. This is going to be the game that will determine a lot. Obviously, the Racers clinched a playoff spot tonight. So they know they're in the playoffs. That's not a worry. But if you want to get to where you're playing home games, you got to win next week. Racers, Tigers, here we go. Here we go.
That's right. You got to go in with confidence. You got to go in. It's going to be the head game, I think, between these two guys. I think all season they've looked pretty even. Is going to be one with the confidence going in. And so that's what I'd say if anybody's listening, the Newcastle players I know watch these, to know that you can beat Tuttle. You can go in there and beat them. I think that's going to be an edge that they need to have next week.
100%. It's going to be a lot of fun. Cannot wait. It's fun to watch. We're fortunate that we have a team that we call that wins a lot. They're 7-1.
Right.
But when you get the big games like that, those are the ones we get real excited for.
Juices flow.
We're going to be ready for it next week. A fun one next Friday night, Newcastle Tuttle. Coach's Show, Tuesday night. Billy Collier, Gene Reed are going to set the table for Newcastle Tuttle next week. Going to talk to the team and get you all set up and ready. If you can't get out to Luigi's, tune in on Tuesday night. 6:30, right?
6:30.
6:30.
Well, no, I take it back. This week is going to be 7 because the sports animal is going to be there. And so
wow. How about that?
Get
there you
them
go.
Up and out of
We
our
told
way.
you this game next week's going to have a lot of hoopla. So be sure that you tune in to Coach's Show Tuesday. And the next Friday night, pregame show 6:30, kickoff at 7, live from Bill Hinkle Field. Watch the action. It's going to be a ball game. Newcastle Tuttle next Friday. I cannot wait.
It's going to be awesome.
That's it for us for tonight. Racers dominate 78-29 to go to 7-1, clinch a playoff spot once again under head coach Jeff Brickman. For Carson Wade on the production, Uriah Martinez up top, Billy Collier, I'm Josh Calloway signing off for now from Newcastle. We'll see you next Friday at Tuttle for the Racers and the Tigers. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for watching this presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.